Good morning. Hope all is well. Before I get into the live, I'm just going to say right the fuck now. In the last video I made, I literally named that until these white people start tapping into their whiteness all the way and start making threats, start getting more violent, that is when people will believe that I truly need support. And I'm not necessarily trying to name that like it's anyone's like fault or it's anyone's job. What up, Mara? Yeah, I've been off the email, but I got a reply email for you. But I was not in the space to do no energetic work until today, baby. I had no energy to do no kind of spiritual work. I wasn't even able to get myself a protection spell. Like, I was not even able to put that together for myself because, again, mentally, emotionally drained. And I feel like part of it is being around toxic ass people. I also think it's about like naming clearly what's happening to white people who are seemingly invested in, becoming like white people are seemingly interested in becoming allies, and like it takes a lot of grace, it takes a lot of curiosity. And again, like, I am not trying to in any way like demonize all white people, even though I know I don't need to say that. I think it's important to name that, like, trying to humanize white people is labor, and some of us don't got it, and that's okay. I want to name that because it's an important thing to hold. Like, I've definitely not always been here, and I want to just talk about it. And again, I'm here because, as I said in my last video, until white people escalate to a certain degree, people will not see the danger. People will not think that that's harm or you're in a bad enough situation. Unfortunately, we had a new moon yesterday in Sag, and the new moons are portals. If your moon is in the sign of the new moon, baby, just get into it. So for all my Sag moon people, like, if you have Sagittarius placements, period, we're in Sag season, so you're already going to be activated a different kind of way. But if you have a Sag moon, bitch, I don't know what yesterday was like for you, but it was a whirlwind. But I felt completely in control emotionally because my energy was of, again, trying to become more clear with people who have been evasive, and just not direct with how they're feeling, and triangulating attacks against people and not really holding that, like, hey, uh like either you're not feeling safe to talk to that person or you're doing mischief. That's how I feel. I feel like when people don't communicate clearly, is one or two things, and that's what I'm gonna say at this moment. That, like, if you feel like I can't talk plainly to this person, you are either feeling unsafe or you're doing some fucked up shit. That's why you don't feel comfortable to talk to this person directly. And so I feel like there was a lot at play. I also feel like I thought I was amongst a friend, but I was just amongst a white person gesturing, and I told them the spell work that I had done. And I can tell by our conversation yesterday, they was really trying to fuck with my spell work. And like, it's just really funny because it's like shit that be coming out of people's mouths when they try to do little backroom deals, little, it always comes to light, and people be really thinking they're so slick. And that's what really blows me. Like, you're not slick. Like, whenever you do shady shit, like, it's going to come out. That's why I really have been just trying to just not do nothing, no, nothing shady, bitch. Just uplift it. If I can't do something, I'm gonna say I can't do it. Cause I'm not about to be sitting here trapped mentally, feeling like, damn, I'm a liar, I'm a fraud, I'm a fake. I don't want to do that. I don't want to sit with that. And I also have too much motherfucking Saturn, bitch. The way I have a Capricorn stellium, we really can't even. Like, the karma be so quick with us, bitch. Like, I'm telling you, like, the Capricorn stellium, I'm not trying to be a good person. I'm trying to be mindful of all the ways shit could go, and I'm trying to make the most strategic move all the time. But in this situation, I was trying to think about the white people, and I feel like that's one thing that I have to stop doing. I have to stop thinking about the white people. If the white people aren't doing something for themselves, the white people aren't speaking up, the white people aren't doing this or that, I can't even be bothered. I can't even be bothered because it's like, bitch, if you're not about to use your privilege, why the fuck am I gonna tap in with mine? You're about to fucking exploit me. Like that takes wisdom though. That takes wisdom, unfortunately. What up, Jennifer? Yes, the performance though, the performance is for a reason though, cause like, just to kind of lay the scene, the white lady upstairs, when I first met her, she was being pushed out of her housing by a woman of color who, she had said some strange things about to me, and like I was really trying to like just analyze, but I was also trying to mind my business. But when I first met the white lady, she was living with this brown person who I felt like was one of those light skinned people who was reminding me of myself in earlier manifestations. I was noticing her, noticing my hair texture, and it was an uncomfortable feeling. Like there were just moments where she was naming things or saying things, and I was like, ooh, like again, I feel like I'm not trying to make myself seem different from this light skinned person. I'm trying to hold that like the ways that I used to be operating and the ways that they're operating currently, they just don't seem compatible in this moment for me now, because again, like I don't have any friends that like notice people's hair textures and shit and be talking about like texture. Like I don't have a lot of friends around me that are texturist. However, one thing that I will notice is that one time when my hair was like really 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 curly and like super defined because I took a lot of time to like to make it that way, the white lady had made like the first positive comment about my hair, and that was their friend. So in retrospect, I feel like I was clocking texturism, I was clocking, you know, the dynamics of a light skinned person and a white person being besties. Like I feel like there was a lot of layers there, and I was just holding myself apart but trying to gather information. And so like I was saying, this white person was living with this brown person who was, you know, I feel like I'm saying brown, but they were just a light skinned mixed person. And like this white person was naming that like even though this person had like took them in and let them live in their house for free, you know, there was tension, there was drama. And like I was trying to hold space for her because again, I'm coming out of being pushed out of my house. So I feel like our common thread in our early connection was we're both being treated poorly because we don't have like names on leases and like physical documentation to prove that we deserve housing. And so I feel like that's when like she was the most likable manifestation of herself, when she was unfortunately going through poverty in a way that like, you know, she had maybe not gone through in a minute. And so from there, I just noticed like once she started getting, hey, what up, Nubia? Once she started to get up in this house, started to live above everybody, started to talk shit about this house, started to just do a lot of things, say a lot of things that had me sitting here like, damn, like not you just like was homeless and got pushed out, but now you're trying to act like you're the housed bitch and like you get to navigate in a particular. It was just kind of like bizarre to watch, but at the same time, like I hold in my mind that some people are oppressed and they just can't wait to be an oppressor, and that is what I was seeing in real time from her. I'm seeing her go from being oppressed and being like a seemingly an accomplice, a collaborator. At one point, she was calling the person who owns this house a colonizer. Like, and I was just kind of like, okay, like you're about to be my ally in this fucking house because you're aware that like land ownership is not real. Like people who have access to housing like should be operating a particular way. Like I'm just seeing this person as like perhaps like some a white person that's going to like be mindful about like all of us trying to cohabitate in this time, and the bitch was nothing of the sort. Like in retrospect, like I really feel like when I had that first combo with her about where I overstepped and I was trying to control the vibe of the house because I saw her coming in with some chaos, and like I feel like from that moment, even after the reconciliation, her energy was like, "Oh, I'm going to put you in your place because how dare you try to tell me what I should or shouldn't do here." When in my opinion, and this was not the right opinion, I'm realizing after everyone's like naming how they're feeling, and not even everyone naming how they're feeling, I'm just realizing in retrospect like that was me projecting. I was already causing stress. I didn't want someone else to cause stress, and it was under the guise of like trying to be helpful that like I was being controlling. I held that, I named that to both parties, and I apologized profusely for that shit because again, like who the fuck wants to be the person thinking that they're doing the right thing or trying to be helpful, and then they find out like, oh damn, like I should have shut the fuck up, I shouldn't have said a thing. So after that, and we reconciled, we apologized, or I apologized to everybody. We had another instance where like she's running back to Aaron and talking shit about me, and like it's so obvious. Like it's just one of those moments where it's like that's what she's gonna always do. She's never gonna respect me as a person and be like, hey, we had a conflict, let's talk about it. Like she's not that type of person. And so I yesterday decided, after me and her like were no longer cool, and I had just spoken to Aaron, because that's why I'm even coming in here. Like I had a conversation with Aaron about how, our last convo, the one that I came here and talked to y'all about, I was like, I really didn't appreciate it, and it really did hurt my feelings, and it did make me feel kind of scared of you a little bit, because, you're telling me that like the business that I've been running for 4 years that you used to think was enough for me to live next door to you, now you're telling me like I need to have a real job, which I'm still trying to get. But like you're raising the standards for like housing that you were offering, and like you never did that to those white people who like you told me were late on their rent, late on their bills. Like I'm just wondering like why like you're holding me to a different standard. And there was never like a clear answer. Like it just was it like there were multiple moments where like she was just like, I didn't say that, I said this. And it was fucking me up, because it's like, not I sat here for 3 days and was playing over in my mind everything you said, and getting like more and more stressed the fuck out just to have a convo with you where you're like, I don't remember saying that. And it's like in both communications with this bitch upstairs and Aaron, I'm like, I have to record y'all. Like, there's no way for me to like ever talk. Like, and it's like when you're at that point where you have to record people, baby, it's done. It's done. Like, there's no need. Like, people that love you and respect you and care about you, they're gonna remember what the fuck they said to you, and they're not. And if they don't, they're gonna have some curiosity about why you remember that, and like it just was not giving like I even care what I did to you to harm you. And at some point like they started telling me like, you have until the 20th, and I'm like, okay. I was like, we talked about like me going somewhere for like the holidays, but like we didn't talk about me leaving on the 20th. They're like, you need to leave by the 20th. They're gonna be gone before Christmas. And I was like, so that's a statement. Like, is that a threat? Like, are you threatening me? And I'm like, Aaron, I'm like, you have to unfortunately escalate and like tap into your whiteness all the way and stop playing this game, because if you don't, then like people aren't gonna think that I'm in danger, bitch. Like you're telling me that I'm gonna be out before Christmas. That's a threat. Like that's a fucking threat, babe. So that's fine. I'm gonna call my friends and let them know. I was like, I want to be clear with you. I was like, I hope you realize like I only know you because this was a stop on the Underground Railroad. And I'm gonna be so clear with you. Like, I know that probably sounds insane, but that's what it is. Like, there are people that are trying to work behind the scenes to get people housing. Like, there are people that are strategizing. I didn't know that. I found that out this year. But there are people behind the scenes. That's a part of why I also continue to come here and be candid, because there are people who are like, damn, like, I know this person who has a house. I know this person who has this or that. Like, that is a real system that's operating. Do I know all the people in it, all the players, all the information? Fuck no, I don't. But again, the way that I was directed to come here was absolutely by white people. And when I started to ask more questions, I started to find out there was a network of white people who had been communicating and passing my story around. So with that being fucking said, I told them plainly, I was like, babes, you are a stop on the current Underground Railroad. I was told that I would be helped and I'll be safe here. If that's not true, let me know so I can tell other people so they can take your ass off the shits. Because nobody else should come here if this is what it is. And then she's trying to fucking double down and make it seem like I've already helped you enough. I'm not saying you haven't, but if you're there, say that shit. Don't keep escalating and talking in code. Don't be saying you're gonna be out by Christmas if we just had a convo where you asked me to leave for Christmas and I obliged you. Like, why are you like escalating in this way if you're not being direct and you're being confusing, like and you won't even hold that shit. Like, there was never any apologies. Ooh, and then at one point she was like, "Oh, it probably feels different because I'm being honest with you." And that's the thing. Like, bitches don't want to hold. I was lying. I was a liar. That don't get told, but it's different now because I'm being honest with you, sweetie. The implication of that statement, but I didn't even hold that all the way. All I said was them was like, I said honesty without gentleness is savagery. And they were like, you're gonna call an indigenous person a savage? I was like, the correct quote was honesty without gentleness is brutality. But you're really about to sit up here and hold indigenous and prop up indigeneity right now? This is when you want to pop out as indigenous? In this moment? I'm sorry, but I was like, Aaron, I'm sorry, but that was wild as fuck. Like, that's wild as fuck. I started this convo being like, you seemed like one of the more reasonable white people I've met. Like, and so for you to pop out with that in the middle of the convo, I'm like, all right. I was like, and I validated her being triggered. I was like, I'm very sorry for triggering you by using that term. But at the same time, I'm coming to you with my hurts and the harm I'm experiencing, and that's when you want to boss up on some I'm indigenous shit and you're harming me. Why is the harm in me saying that term bigger than like what's happening right now that I'm naming? Do you not see that? And they wasn't really there. And it sucked because again, I checked in before I even had the convo. I was like, hey, I was like, I don't want to just pop up on you. I was like, I got some food coming. If you'd like to share a meal and have a combo, like that's the thing that's pissing me off too. Is like I came through and I was like, hey, like I don't know if you have time or the spoons or the energy, but I'd love to have a combo with you today about our combo from the other day. Like, bitch, I'm trying to motherfucking grow and shit. Like, I'm not trying to be fucking acting like everybody ready to have a convo to this proportion. But I wanted to address what was said because again, like this white person told me I need to be more confident, and that kind of pissed me off because it's like, sweetie, confidence in this situation is hard to come by because I'm over here hoping that you hold the standard of care for me, and I know that hinges on my performance around you. Like that's a hard thing to hold, that like a white person is only going to treat me as good as I seem to be worth. And that is a truth that some of us don't have to deal with because we're not around white people like that. But if you are around white people or you have been helped by white people, you'll notice like there's a standard that you need to hold. Like her naming that like me smoking on her porch was like me seemingly not being worthy of further compassion. Like that right there, I had to hold with her in the moment and be like, you know, I'm not like you. Like when I smoke weed outside, that's me getting privacy. That's me getting a moment to breathe. Fresh air. Like there's lead in this house. We know that there's lead in this house. Like there's lead all up through this house. Like it is affecting me. If I don't eat a certain amount of food, the lead does affect me. It is what it is. But like there's lead testing that happens in this house every other month, and I've seen it. So I know that like I am affected by living here in a way that maybe they don't want to hold. Maybe I had lead poisoning as a kid. Maybe there was lead already in my system from a young age. I don't fucking know. But I know living here, there is lead in my life. Also, my last living space, there was lead in the water. I know that shit's affecting me. So me sitting outside smoking, kept clearing my mind, gathering my mind, like trying to fucking regulate, like those are things that are important to me. That's what I've been focusing on. I haven't focused on running to McDonald's to get a job. That was my my missed opportunity to show her I was really out here. Like she really thinks it's like she really want me to be on some pursuit of happiness shit. She want me to go hide in the bathroom and hold the door and then go to work and then come back to eat a snack and be like, all right, I'm going back out there again. You know what I mean? Like she really want a motherfucker to be sitting in the bathroom just performing like I'll do anything to survive. And it's like, you don't think I'm doing anything to survive living here? You don't think that's anything? Like, okay. And I'm not trying to devalue her house. I'm just trying to name like she trying to act like I'm chilling, and it's like I could never chill here. There's no chill here. I have nothing but anxiety living here, bitch. Like babe, like she gonna tell me I'm flushing the toilet wrong. I literally stand in the bathroom after I flush to make sure the toilet don't run no more. And I'm at a point now where I feel like she was gaslighting me about the toilet. Like I'm at a point now where I feel like she was mad about so much shit. She just popped out with the toilet shit just to fuck with me. And now I'm over here scared to take a dookie in the morning. Cause I'm like, damn, what if the toilet keep running? Like, damn, bitch, that's not good. I literally told her all this too. I was like, do you understand? Like everything you said to me that I'm doing wrong. I was like, you be like honeybee, the way you flush the toilet, whack. Honeybee, this and this, whack. I'm like, everything I do is whack to you. Like, I don't even know what to say at this point. But I was like, you got mad at me because I washed my ass too much at your house. I was like, I smell like dookie right now. Try not to take up your bills. Try not to take up your money and your resources. But like to accuse me of chilling, sweetie, I'll be wiping down with peroxide just so I don't smell like a motherfucking tomato. So it's just like I don't see that. I don't see that at all. Like when someone tells you can only wash your ass 2 times a fucking week, that's a lot. That's a lot. I'm not used to that. So, anyways, the convo was going left as fuck because again, I'm trying to name all the things I've been doing to change my behavior in this space, things that she named I was doing wrong, and she just sat there and was just smiling at me and was just like, meanwhile, she over here texting the bitch upstairs, probably being like, Mayday, I'm in danger. And I'm just talking to the bitch. What up, LG? And so, like I said, we had that convo, and I was like, and she was like, I don't even know what the point of this convo is. And I was like, the point of this convo is to name that, like, I don't deserve this treatment. I don't deserve the harm that you're offering me. I don't deserve this. Like, just because I have nothing, this is how you get to treat me? That's not okay. I was like, I just want you to hold, like, you was a stop on the Underground Railroad, and now you not. Because it's dangerous to be here. She was like, honeybee, if you feel scared of me, she's like, then you need to leave sooner than the 20th. I was like, so now you threatening me? Like, I'm like, this is what I mean. Like, I was like, I hope you can appreciate, like, even telling a white person that you're scaring me, like, that's not something people gonna always tell you. Like, in fact, I don't know that anybody ever even bothered to tell you that you were scaring them, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it today. I'm gonna tell every white person that ever scares me or creeps me out, weirds me out. I'm gonna tell them to their face, because I'm tired of this shit. Bitch, me too. Bitch, me too. But low key, like, the silver lining is like, I was talking to my friend Autumn, and I was like, bro, I was like, the thing that sucks is like when I'm talking to white people about them being harmful and they're not holding space for what I'm saying and they're acting like they know something and they have something to share that's more important to say, like that shit is really scary and like really harmful because my friend Autumn is like 10 years younger than me and like I've learned so much from him. Like he's taught me so much. But like when I talk to these elders, like who are again 10 years older than me, they be acting like a bitch is fucking like unable to offer anything. Like, and it sucks because it's like, I know that like the older I get, like there are gonna be younger people who see the world in a way that I never will. And like, I'm trying to explain to them that like I won't always know what's anti-black happening, but I will be able to share what I've heard and uplift what I'm noticing. And like I tried to offer that like I tried to offer that like one time I was like in a store and I was being followed with this lady, like we was both together and like there was somebody like around us and it was awkward as fuck, but I was like not caring because I was like in my mind I'm like I'm not doing anything wrong, so I don't care that you're following me. And this older black woman, I will never forget this, whispered to me, I'm scared. And said they're following us, like, and it just fucked me up that like I'm sitting there individualizing this shit and it's not an individual thing. Like this thing is fucking like rampant and it's fucking community. Like it's part of community, it's part of exposing like what's happening. And so I know that if that woman who was an elder had to whisper that she was scared, that is so important for me to yell that I'm scared because honestly, like that's what the elders are dealing with. I feel a lot of times is like that fear of like, do I expose myself as intelligent? And that is the fucking fear a lot of folks I believe are sitting with is, do I expose my intelligence? Do I expose how much I see, how much harm you've done? And that's fucking hard to hold sometimes, that like I'm opening my mouth, but this is not just my voice, this is not just my experience. Like my ancestors and my elders hold this truth. And so it's something that again, as a lighter skinned person, I kept trying to like gaslight myself, like, no, all white people aren't scary. oh, white people aren't bad. Like, that's part of the programming that a lot of, I think, mixed lighter skinned people get. It's like, oh, white people, yeah, case by case. And it's like, no, we cannot think like that, because it's not case by case for our ancestors and for deep dark skinned people. It's not case by case. And even thinking like that is part of harm. Thank you. Listen, I am not attempting to put myself in danger, but I also know, like, danger, there's no safe space, babes. Like, safety is not real. See, and Nubia, I appreciate you saying that, like, you'll never tell a white person that you're scared of them, because, again, like, that is part of this, too. It's like, I try to tell white people, me telling you I'm scared of you hurts me, because I feel like I feel like I'm giving something away to you. But the truth of the matter is, what I really feel is vulnerability, which I don't trust you to hold. That's the truth. I don't trust white people to hear I'm scared of you and do something different. That's the problem. It's not my fear. Our fear is not the issue. It's that we can't be vulnerable with these people because they don't fucking want to tap in that way. Like, once a white person hears they're scared of you, what's next? And I think that, like, for me, like, my friend Autumn, like, holding, like, I should be scared. And, like, fear is not, I should, but, like, I shouldn't gaslight myself that, like, fear is not, like, on the table, or that it's not something I should connect with. Aaron, them hearing that someone's scared of them is sad. Is sad to me. That someone having to hear that people are scared of you, that's sad to me. But I think, like, I have to consider, like, the way that I'm holding white people, the way that white people have held me, like, that fear is palpable. Like, and again, like, I'm not bringing up this story of this deep dark skin elder to just bring it up. I'm wanting to center the focus around, like, how people who are older than us, and I know everyone here is probably different ages, but I'm about to be 34 this year. So people who are under 30, there is more life ahead. And, like, the people that are towards the ender part of their life are still holding their tongue. And I'm not saying everyone, because I know if you go on TikTok, you'll see, like, some elders breaking silence about what they've experienced, and I love it. I'm grateful that we get to see that shit. It's necessary, just like it's necessary to see that the young people talk. It's important to hear young people talk and old people talk and everybody talk. Not saying that the middle don't matter, but I'm saying, like, people about to leave this motherfucker, and motherfuckers that just got here. The programming is not connected to them all the way, and the programming is getting loose over here. This is what I'm trying to offer. Like, that's why some of us, like, we listening to younger people, and we're like, damn, you're saying some shit, because the programming ain't got to them yet. The programming ain't making sense to them, and I'm so grateful. But the elders from Age of Pisces, some of them are still trying to break that follower mentality, that cyclical 360 view shit, that, oh, yeah, what will be type shit. Like, no, like connecting with our power and our tongue and our actions. Like, before I even go any further, because this is something I also wanted to say, put that bitch name in a shoe. I'm tired. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. Put that bitch name in a shoe. Cause I told my bestie, I was like, bitch, I was like, they keep on fucking with you, and I'm actually getting tired of it. So I'm gonna need you to put their name in a fucking shoe. And what happened? Now motherfuckers on child support. Now motherfuckers crying. Now, like, motherfuckers swiftly getting got. And my friend is like, bitch, am I a witch? I was like, you've been. Trust me. Listen, put that motherfucker's name in a shoe. Don't tell me what happens. You don't have to tell me shit. And the spell don't break if you talk about it. Trust me. Just put that motherfucker's name in a shoe, okay? Because I'm tired of talking. Last night, this white lady got... Bitch, I gotta tell you about this shit. So me and Aaron, we got into it, and I told her straight up. I was like, one day, I was like, you gonna have to listen to somebody brown, and you gonna have to hear us when we check you about your racism. And I said, one day your baby gonna check you, just like I checked my white mama, and you ain't even ready to talk to me. So I want you to get prepared, babe, because your whiteness, it needs to be checked. You have to be asking questions. You'll never know how racist a moment is. You need to be asking questions. And you're not asking them because the brown person near you is too young to say some shit to you. But one day she will. she will absolutely clock the fuck out of you. And I've clocked my mama, and we not cool because of it. All right, we not cool. Like, she tried to be cool again, and I'm like, oh bitch, Medusa, Hager, do whatever you gotta do with it in your shoe, and the spirit will reveal to you what needs to be revealed. I don't need to say no more. Do some research, babies. Ask what happens if you put somebody's name in a shoe. But instead of asking, just try it out. Now, don't do it on people you like. All right? Don't. If you gonna get back together, don't do it. If you think you gonna get back together, don't do it. Okay? Cause you gonna be fucked up too. So just make sure you don't fuck with them. Cause like that's very fucking important. Let me not just have you walk away with nothing, bitch. It's very important. If you gonna fuck with them again, don't do it. Cause you gonna get got for playing on the line. You playing on the line? Don't be playing on the line, bitch. It's a one-way call, bitch. It's a one-way coconut radio. So do not do this shit. Don't put nobody name in your shoe if you gonna fuck with them again. And y'all gonna be cool and it's all good. And she was just acting kind of different because her grandma died. Like, no, I'm telling you. Because this boy just told my friend his grandma died. I was like, nah, put his ass in a shoe. Because I'm tired. And you do whatever you want, bitch. You can river dance, stomp. Do what feels right. Do what feels right. I'm telling you, my friend was like, I put this man name in a shoe, bitch. He called me and was like, they just served me with child support. I was dying. My friend was like, bitch, wait, am I a witch? I was like, bitch. Bitch, you been your whole motherfucking family line. All the women that got you here, bitch. Yes, God. Like, you are. All of y'all. And that's the thing. That's the fucking thing. White people really don't want us to know about our fucking power, bitch. But there's so much power in the tongue. And like I said, I fucked up when I did that spell next door because I feel like I fucked up on two things. First, I shouldn't have told nobody about my fucking spell for next door because the bitch was being wild. Here's the thing, Medusa. If they fucking with you, you're good. Like if you like whoever comes to mind, whoever's on your neck, like that's who you do it to. You don't just be sitting there like I'ma just get somebody. Like that's not how it goes. But this person been fucking with my friend for a little bit, just on and off, lying, foolishness, all types of bullshit. And as soon as I'm telling you, she put the name in the shoe. He called her immediately. It was like, bitch, gonna put me on child support. All these things going left for me, and she's like, wow, that's crazy. And I'm like, but I told her to do it on somebody else. But she was like, bitch, I want to just test it. I'm like, bitch, you better not fuck with him no more. I pray she don't fuck with him no more, cause his shit gonna be your shit. But yeah, no, like, listen, spell work for me at least. I know protection is like the main thing we should focus on, but the way I got sick up in this house, the way white people acted a fool, the way I've been cold, the way I've been, bitch, listen, I'm gonna just tell you why this bitch going in the shoe for me, because I don't give a fuck. My magic strong as fuck, mainly because I know that I tried with this bitch. So after I talked to Erin, I went outside, I seen this bitch, and I was like, I'm hurting. And she was like, why? I was like, I'm hurting because I feel like the last time we spoke, we like really got into it over a phone charger, and that was really weird for me. And like we started going back and forth in terms of like sharing how we're feeling, and the convo was going well. Then we start smoking some weed together, and it's cute. Keep in mind, bitch, Mercury's in retrograde, which means all the Geminis and the Virgos is acting different. Personally, I feel like the Virgos is getting the better part of the Mercury retrograde. The Gemini, they want to get bonked so bad. I don't know why, but they want to get bonked so motherfucking bad. So here's the thing. I don't feel like Erin is a fraud. I just feel like Erin is scared. That's how I feel. I feel like I don't think Erin is a fraud. I just genuinely think Erin is scared. Um, and I think that she, instead of holding like the fear, holding like the discomfort, she would rather just be avoidant and lash out. And I kind of knew something when the toilet flooded, and she over here telling me that I be flushing the toilet wrong while I'm trying to fucking unflood the toilet. Like the water is on the floor. I'm putting the shit in the tub, and she over here using this moment not to encourage, not to go get a blanket, not to go get a towel, to fucking cuss me down. And it was like, Do you not see me fucking trying to save your floor? You have a hole in your fucking bathroom that goes directly to your basement. I'm trying my best to make sure this shit doesn't get worse. And you taking this moment. Write whatever you want to write. Write their nickname, whatever the fuck you call them, babe. But it's a Mercury retrograde and it's a moon. It's a new moon in fucking Sag. So I already knew that was gonna be a portal, bitch. My moon is in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is not motherfucking playing with no frail shit and no stagnant shit. Like if it's not making sense, Sag can't do it. If it's ugliness, Sag can't do it. If it's shade with no motherfucking like nuance to the we can't do it. If you're expecting me to motherfucking go along with some shit that don't make no sense and is harmful, no. It's big no energy. Like Sag is very much like sashay away. See you never. Honestly, like that's what Sag is it really got for you. Like, oh, it's not feeling good. We not being merry and gay. Fuck that. We not motherfucking uh, acknowledging our fucking limitations and our hurts. Nah, no. Lack of vulnerability. What? Like that's just not gonna work, bitch. It's fire. It's a fiery ass moon, babe. Sag moon is not going to allow us to fucking just stand next to some bullshit and look around and be like, what's next? Who cares? Let's go on a fucking adventure. That's literally the vibes. Bye. Bye. Bye Pookie. Like it's really bye Pookie energy. Listen, I hear you on wanting to heal and I hear you on wanting your look back, but here's my thing. You should protect yourself however that looks. For me, I just be like, remove all my enemies, or I'll just look to the sky and be like, enough. Enough. Like, I've had enough. And like, I'm not saying that like in every instance I get the outcome that I want, but I have to hold that like, ooh, rising in Cancer. Okay, first house in Cancer. Oh, okay. Oh, so the moon is really not playing with you. Yeah, bitch, you should really talk to your sister. The moon is your mother, like for real. And like the Sag moon, whoop, it's a portal. See, here's the thing. If somebody can change and you can see it and you still hold space for it, don't put them in the shoe. Don't put them in the shoe. Light a candle for their ass. Light a candle so they can find their way back on some healing shit. But like, if you do not fuck with this person, like putting somebody in your shoe is the equivalent of stomping on their ass. Who needs to be stomped? I should be more clear. Who needs to be stomped? Because my thing is this: if we're stomping, are we gonna go back and be like, "How you doing, Pookie? How's your head?" We not gonna be like that. So just consider this: who needs to be stomped? Remember the other day we had this convo about how sometimes anti-blackness be unfolding to the point where you're like, all I can do is beat your ass. Who can't you put hands on? Who can't you put elbows on? Put your feet on them, baby, from a safe distance. Because again, we don't fuck with jail. Who wanna go to jail right now, babe? It's COVID. Don't go to jail right now, baby. It's not jail times. Covert attack, bitch. Covert attack. Do not even worry about these hoes. Put their name on a shoe. Put their name on a piece of paper. Put it in your shoe, bitch. And honestly, I have a crusty ass boot right now, bitch. I ain't been putting powder in it. I ain't been wearing no sock, bitch. Yes, bitch. It's a real nasty boot. I'm putting their name in that shit because I'm tired. I'm tired. And I just feel like the way they've been operating around me is fucking me up. And I feel that shit. Like, people don't have to be like witches, you know what I mean? Brujas, like in name, to be doing work. We all got power. Like, honestly, my grandpa, who's like mad religious and loves Jesus a lot, he looked at me and was like, everybody got power, even people that don't fuck with God. And I was like, bitch, I know. I know, I know. I'm hearing you because I always was just like, all right, y'all all praying to this white man. Y'all all fuck with this white man to the highest degree. And I be talking to him and I don't be feeling that same energy. So that's where I'm at. Oh yeah, I'm putting them in a boot, a nasty boot. I know it's gonna smell like pickles in there. I'm crying, Kita. I was right about how the white person I'm living with had to escalate and tap into their full whiteness so that I could tell another white person how evil they was being, so that they would do something for me. Like I was like, that's what's gonna have to happen, cause like that's what it always is. A white person do something real evil, and then a white person be like, damn, that's fucked up. Like that's really, I hate to say this, but that's literally all the shit really is. And then I have to worry about vulnerable narcissists, and I feel like that's what I'm dealing with right now. I don't feel like they're the evil type of, I don't say evil, I don't feel like they're the kind of narcissist that's doing this shit because they get off on it. I think that they're a poor person who thinks like, you know, if I'm doing it, anyone can do it. Like they're one of those. Like they really, like they went through a lot in their childhood, and like it made me really think about. And I think I said this to y'all, but I don't think so. I think I was on the phone. But I was like, when I was younger, I was in like I was in foster care, and like when you're like a teenager and you go to foster care, it's not like a lot of people want teenagers. Like that's the thing. Like when you're 13 going into the system is like, oh nah, they already a full Rockwaller. Like that's a Rockwaller. That ain't no puppy. You know what I mean? Like they're like, oh, that's a motherfucking junkyard dog. Like that's Scarface from motherfucking All Dogs Go to Heaven. Like motherfuckers not seeing you as a child. Like they're seeing you as a fully formed adult that they probably will not like. And so with that being said, being 13 in the system, every person that I lived with was like it was always something I felt, because again, like you're trying to have a child come live in your house and you're getting paid. There was only one foster parent that ever revealed to me how much money they was getting. You know what I mean? Listen, Akita, I appreciate you for holding space for me, like genuinely. Like that's like I don't like I'm not owed your labor or your time. Just thank y'all for holding space and hearing what I have to say, like for real. Cause this shit has been mind blowing, bitch. It's been a whirlwind experience, bitch. Shrek and Donkey, bitch. But I'm really trying to fucking just remember, like my brain is different from theirs. I have 1,000 things in my head that are gonna help me make sense of this shit, but also lessons to along the way, bitch. Like lessons along the motherfucking way. So as I was saying though, when I was younger, like I remember thinking to myself, I'm never gonna run away. I'm never like, and bitch, on woo, I was just like, I'm not gonna be like those kids that be running away, like. And I will always think like I'm gonna do better, like I'm gonna do better than them. And I didn't see like, bitch, they're running away because they're probably fucking scared. They're probably fucking tired of like getting treated bad. You know what I mean? Like I remember thinking to myself like, oh, I'm not gonna be like those kids like who got a bad record and shit, because like they would tell me like, you know, if you do something, then they're gonna fucking put it on your record, and then like once you get a record, like then like the kids like it's harder to get a house, it's harder to get a family, you feel me, like it's harder to get like support. And so I just remember being like, oh, I'm never gonna run away. And I remember at one point I did run away like because like bitch, I was bored, I was tired of fucking being locked up, like fuck, like they was like, you gotta be in your room, and then they like you to be in your room, and then like we let you out of your room, and then if we let you out of your room and you don't behave a certain way, then when we go to go do some fun shit, we're gonna leave you here. And it was just kind of like a lot of like layers to behavior. Like it's like they tried to like use a reward system to get kids to act a certain way. Right, that's the thing. Like, it's the adults that create that environment. So it's like we always was trying to get on level platinum. We was always trying to get points from good behavior, and like I just remember one day, like I just ran away, and like bitch, I ran away just to go get a snack. Like dead ass. Like there was a 7-Eleven like on the corner, like maybe like one house away from the shelter. And I ran out the window, which probably sounds crazy, but it was a big window. And so I just like I climbed out. We was on the first floor, so it wasn't like I was dropping or no shit. But I like climbed out the window, bitch. And I went to the store. And when I came back, I was just sitting on the porch, and they were like, when you come back in, you're gonna be on red level. And I was like, that's okay. I was like, that's fine. And I'm eating my honey bun, drinking my little fucking Arizona green tea. And I'm just like as soon as I go in there, they're putting me back in jail, bitch. Like, so it's like I'm about to just enjoy myself for the moment. And I remember like all the kids in the shelter were looking out the window. And then one of my friends came out the window and was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go get a snack. Cause it was like, bitch, we about to be on red level regardless. Whether we come back right now in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, like it's the same consequence. So we're like, might as well enjoy ourselves. But I'll never forget that as like a moment where I felt like, damn, like nothing happened. Like I didn't do what I was supposed to do. Like nothing happened. Like I still lived, but I was scared to like to do different shit and to like get in trouble because I was like, damn, I don't want to be left in the system. Like I want someone to want to adopt me. Like that's how I felt at 13. I really wanted someone to like wanna keep me and like all the behavior around that, and then finally getting out of the system, going to college and like feeling like I have to invent myself, I have to like be somebody like. And red level was basically like you didn't get enough points or you AWOL'd, like you ran away. And so you kind of like gotta, you bitch. The thing that's funny is like once you run away, you are automatically on red for like 3 days, and then on the fourth day you get to earn all your points. But even if you're good for those 3 days, it don't matter. You're still gonna be on red level the next day, But on that fourth day, if you're good all day, you could maybe get up to gold, excuse me, or platinum, maybe. You really got to be doing a lot to get back up there. But it was like red, green. I want to say it was like red, yellow, green, gold, platinum. So it's 5 levels, and like they'll always be playing people on gold level. They'd be like, oh, the gold's got to go to bed at 8, the platinum's got to go to bed at 10. It was that kind of shit where it was like if you were good, they would give you a little bit more leeway and let you like live. But I feel like just pulling that back though, it's like I've been in the system. I've already been in like the shit. And like someone telling me like just go to a shelter, like I was like, dude, I was like, I would leave here if I could, but I clearly can't. And I just feel like there's no emotional intelligence to the fact that like if I'm still here after a month and some change, clearly I couldn't afford to just get out of here. And her energy was very much like, well, she's like, I told you 2 months and I want it to be shorter than that. And I was like, that's great. But again, I was like, I'm doing the best I could. And so I called my friend Autumn and was just telling them like, this motherfucker over here threatening me, saying I'm gonna be gone before Christmas, and then at one point said I'm gonna be gone before the 20th or by the 20th, and I was like, how are both of those things possible? Like, and so at one point I was like, honestly, I was like, I'm gonna go smoke my weed and go eat this Jamaican plate on the front porch because I really feel like no matter what I do, it's not gonna work out. And I also feel like I said I fully expect to come back from staying at my friend's house to my shit on your porch. Like I don't expect for you to like do what makes the most sense for me. Like I just don't expect it. I expect you to like actually like just put me in a worse situation at this point. And they were like, wow. They're like, that's how you feel. I was like, absolutely. Like how you're being, like how you're behaving, like you don't think that that's something someone would think. And I just feel like that's why I say I think they're a vulnerable narcissist, cuz like I said, there was another moment where they were like, I need to crowdfund for myself. They're like, I haven't crowdfunded in 2 years, excuse me, in 2 months. And I'm like, why don't you? I was like, because you're not crowdfunding, you're gatekeeping who gets help. I'm like, Aaron, there's enough for all of us. Everybody's flyer can be shared. She had the nerve to be like, I don't really know you, honeybee. I've only known you for 4 months. I was like, babes, you asked me to come fucking house sit in your house and I didn't charge you a damn dollar. They're like, well, when you asked me to borrow rent, I told you can keep $100. I'm like, that wasn't a part of me house sitting. When people house sit, they get paid before or after. There was no before or after with the house sitting where you paid me. I asked you to borrow rent right before I got evicted. That was not connected to me house sitting at all. And like I was like, and the only reason why I didn't charge you to house sit for your house and feed your 7 fucking cats, like let's be clear, there's 2 dogs here and 7 cats. It wasn't like a chill in this house vibe. Like motherfuckers was throwing up, motherfuckers was running away. It was crazy. But I didn't waver on that. I was like, this person offered me to live in a house. They offered me access to housing. They're asking me a favor. I could do that. But I'm not, and I feel bad for even bringing it up, but I just wanted to acknowledge, like, you're saying you can't share my GoFundMe because you don't know me, but you had me in your house around your baby. Like, you asked me to watch your baby the other day when you went to the store, but you don't know me to share my GoFundMe? That's insane. Like, that's really an insane statement. And, like, after that convo, when I was talking to the bitch upstairs, because, bitch, I know I'm telling the story all in, like, a jumble, but, like, it was a jumble. Like, I went from talking to Aaron to talking to Mel. And it was weird because, like, as I'm talking to Aaron, and, like, I'm just, like, realizing, like, this bitch do not like me. Because, like, you don't really have to know people too much to, like, share their GoFundMe. Like, I feel like that's very weird. And then they had the nerve to be like, I don't like the fact that you got money on your GoFundMe and didn't pay me back. I'm like, I've paid you $325 out of the $425 I owed you. And they were like, I don't feel comfortable sharing your GoFundMe if none of that money is coming to me. I'm like, I've been paying you back since I've been here, meaning some of the GoFundMe money has absolutely gone to you. How can you hold me for the last 100 when you've been getting money every other week from me? Like, bitch, somebody bought some shit from me and I was like, just send the money directly to them. Like, they have, like, records of, like, money from other people being sent to them on my fucking behalf because I don't fucking got it. So it's like, for you to be making it seem like I'm a non-payment ass hoe. No, the pocket watching is crazy, bitch. The pocket watching is crazy. Like, not you was looking at my GoFundMe like, I didn't get none of that. When you did. The last 100, babe, it's coming, but fuck, it's, bitch. Like, oh my God. Like, I just sent the money last week and they're already like, I need more. I'm like, all right. Okay. Like, again, I'm not trying to say that they're not entitled to that $100 I owe them. I am not saying that at all. What I'm trying to offer is, while I owe them that 100, I'm over here offering them for my friend was like, I can give you 700 right now to move into this house. And the bitch had the nerve to be like, Royal can't afford deposits. And I was like, how do you know what Royal can afford? So it's like the convos was just going weird. Then they gonna say they never said that shit about motherfucking about Royal not being able to afford deposits. And it's just like, babes, like, at the end of the fucking day you did, and it's fine. I was like, I just want you to know nobody wants to live next door anymore. They're like, but you did. I was like, yeah, because it was offered to me 6 months ago. I absolutely did want to get access to fucking housing. I don't know why y'all keep both bringing up the fact that I wanted to live next door. I did, and you offered it to me. What else? What else? Like, I was like, y'all really? I was like, y'all really, like, feeling cut about this house next door. Meanwhile, I keep on telling y'all, bitch, I'm disabused of this house. I'm not. I after all this, why would I want to live next door to these hoes? They are the gross sisters, bitch. Like, in my opinion, at this point, like, they are gross sisters to me, and, like, I don't like them, and I don't like any of the vibes that are happening. So, anyways, after I leave the convo with Aaron, I'm talking to Mel. Everything's going good. And then the convo went left because this bitch tried to make it seem like she cut me off, right? And in the convo, from what it was said, she said, I think I'm kind of done, like, bartering with you and sharing with you, all off of a charger cord and $20 that I was trying to, like, renegotiate with the bitch. Clearly, if someone's renegotiating with you, they're broke. Duh. Duh. But she over here acting like she can't understand why I want to fucking renegotiate about something. That's fine. Right. It's like you need that 100, but you also want me to leave. Okay. Like, to be honest with you, once I sent that the rest of the 325, I was like, watch me get put out now. And then they hit me with, oh, you still owe me 100. I was like, oh, I didn't even realize I still owed you 100. She's like, yeah. Like, I forgot. Like, I thought it was like, I thought I only owed 325. She's like, no, you owe 425. I was like, okay. On the way. Like, I don't even know. This combo wild. Anyways, so I'm outside with the white lady. I gotta get water. I'm playing myself. So I'm outside with the white lady, and she really had the fucking nerve to fucking say some shit like, oh, I keep hearing you say that you wanted to live next door with Royal, and I kept hearing you say you were gonna squat, but I haven't heard you say anything that you're gonna do for yourself. And I was like, babes, I was like, what is this conversation about? Like, I just feel like she was really trying to, like, have a moment with me and be like, you need to focus on yourself. And it's like, no, I don't. What I need to focus on is community care, bitch, because y'all aren't. Like, I feel like that's the thing that's so frustrating is, like, some people are out here really thinking, like, oh, I'm going to just do it all on my own. I love y'all. I love y'all so much. And I hope, you know, I hope it doesn't hurt when that don't work out. Like, I hope that there's community standing by to come catch your ass. Like, I really do. But as far as like where I'm at right now, I know that it's gonna take support. Like, honestly, like one of my friendships right now, like we have been constantly like housing insecure and needing each other's support. And without each other's support, I don't know how the fuck I would have did it. Same thing goes for her. And it's not on some trauma bond codependency shit. It's on some motherfucker Blizzy Bride, thank you. It's on some community shit. Like, honestly, at the end of the fucking day, bitch, had I not made a white person feel bad about how they played me, my friend Royal wouldn't have had a couch to sleep on. And that couch carried them to the next housing, which even though it was shitty, they still had some time to breathe. So I feel like at the end of the day, like it do be taking white people supporting to like get certain shit done. It do. And some white people are not fucking to be trusted. Most probably aren't. But with that being said, a lot of times you don't realize how untrustworthy a white person is until shit gets really bad. And then you're like, oh damn, you was really a sniper. You was really a snake this whole time. But why the fuck would you think that? Because they're not acting like that in front of your face. They're not moving like that in front of your eyes. So I feel like that's the thing with this bitch upstairs. Like, she was acting like she was like a white lady that be reading and be listening to black people. Like, a lot of the things she said had me kind of fucked up. Because I was like, damn, not you like betraying whiteness. But I also, in retrospect, don't realize. Here's my thing. I said some. Listen, hold space for me being a wayward ass light skinned person who be saying the wrong shit. Please. I'm not gonna always be saying the right shit, bitch. I'm not. Thank you for dragging my ass. Thank you for dragging my ass. Thank you for dragging my ass. Thank you. I appreciate you. Again, like I said, like I keep trying to tell these white people, I'm not the authority on blackness. I'm not the authority on anti-blackness. I'm not going to see it all. I'm not going to be able to hold all of y'all in what the fuck you're doing that's harmful. I'm not going to be able to see it all. I'm going to always require asking questions and also taking in information from folks that are willing to share. Because again, the way white people treat me really is based on my behavior, and I have been operating like very pick me shit. I have operated as a pick me towards white people, and I did not realize how much so. And I feel like I have to hold that in this moment because that's part of me being in danger. Listen, Blizzy, I don't think that you're that. Listen, I appreciate you loving me this way and for saying what you're saying because it is true. It is fucking true. Like, I be holding space for white people to my fucking detriment and like other people's detriment as well. Like, and I don't want it to be weird, but I also don't want to motherfucking be acting like me not saying shit really does cause harm. Like, it does. And so I'm gonna keep on saying shit. I'm gonna keep on being the bad one. Cause I already know, like, there's no bad one. There's no bad one. There's just humans who have feelings that are intense, and we deserve to fucking be heard. We deserve to be held in our intensity. And that's just that on that. Like, I'm not about to be shaming myself for how I'm operating with these white people because honestly, these people are fucking confusing. Like, people have said in the chat, they're like, this sounds confusing as fuck. It is. It really is. Mentally, I'm done. Mentally, I'm done, bitch. That's why I'm putting people in shoes. The only reason why Erin not going to my shoe is because honestly, she did hold me down for 2 months. I'ma hold that. I'ma hold that. I'ma eat that. Like, I see you. And also because she got a brown baby and I don't want the baby to go through nothing. But that bitch upstairs, oh, sweetie. And this is why the bitch upstairs is getting it. Cause like, I want to be super clear. Like, we had conflicts in the past, but I was giving her a chance to like just get it. And like I said, we having a good convo. Then all of a sudden, she trying to go back to a chat conversation because she trying to act like, I'm trying to help you, and you keep on talking about all this shit that wasn't helping you. And I'm like, bitch, I'm trying to fucking vent to a white bitch. Calm down. Like, she over here started getting mad because I'm over here venting and trying to have her like hold what this white person just said to me. And she over here getting mad at me and talk about something, well, you need to focus on like bootstraps vibes real bad. And I was like, honestly, Mel, I was like, I feel like I've triggered you and I just don't think that we're able to have a convo somewhere. And she was like, because you're trying to rewrite history to make yourself feel better. I was like, not at all. I was like, when you told me you were thinking about no longer bartering with me and being a helpful person, I said, please don't do anything for me. I think in this moment you're feeling rejected because I personally feel like we were both rejecting each other. We were both saying no to each other. But she really had the nerve to be like, no, bitch, I was saying no to you. And it's like, that's fine if that's how you want to feel. But to me, I took the statement when she said, I think I'm going to stop. I literally was like, please do. So I don't think that she got the supply she was really hoping for. I think she thought I was going to fight for it. But I had already realized in that moment and before you really want to energy vampire on me. And I can't do it. I can't. I'm tired. I'm very tired of this shit. And so I literally was like, colonizer, get the fuck out of my face. And that's what I said to her. Because I'm like, you're not about to sit up here and play with me. And then she gonna call me a bitch. And I was like, bitch? And she was like, yeah. And then she gonna call me raggedy. I was like, whoa, not a white bitch calling me raggedy. And it was funny as hell because it's like, and then she had the nerve to be like, I'm working on my racism. And I was like, you're not. She was like, two things can be true at once. I can be working on my racism and I can be annoyed with you and feel like you don't have any motivation. I'm like, that's fine. That's okay. I think the reality is like, bitch, I've been a plug for like so long that I'm really a plug. I'm on plug time. I'm on like, like chirp chirp. Okay, the money's here. Okay, we're going. I'm still adjusting to like having to get a motherfucking job. Like that is true. But like these motherfuckers don't nobody in this house got a job, bitch. And she had just got done telling me I haven't worked since October and I have very little money and my options are keep on renovating upstairs or go get a job. And I'm like, wow, what options you have? Get a job or do some labor for this bitch. And the thing that's blowing me is like those options are amazing. You know how many people wish they could renovate their apartment and not have to work, like, because they don't need money besides their you know what I mean? Not saying you don't have to work, but if you were working on your house as your form of rent, I feel like you can get more creative with how the fuck you're like getting money. And she over here like, in my opinion, white people who have money like or just have access, like when they get broke, it's real. It's scary because they don't have no framework for it, bitch. Like I grew up in poverty. I grew up making sugar water. You feel me? As juice. Like so, when white people start getting broke, bitch, they be like, ah. I be like, and I'm gonna put a lemon in some water, bitch, with some sugar, and we gonna be okay. You feel me? I'm gonna fucking put some rice and this bouillon cube together with some butter and some veggies and make me a little veggie rice. You feel me? Like, we gonna do something, bitch. We gonna figure it out. She got a lot of stuff up there that she could use to help herself the fuck out. And, like, that's the thing that's funny. It's like, white people be trying to tell me to pull myself up. I'm like, you got yourself. Don't worry about your own boots, ho. And then also, bitch, I'll never forget this. When we first met, like this is like really random and like just not really the most connected, but when I first met this bitch, I was like stressed because like I had bought boots like when I was housed, and the boots I bought were like a chunky heel because I was really trying to give like 6'1" realness, bitch. Like I was really trying to get into my 6 foot tall bag because I was just planning on being a heel girl for the fucking season of fall. And so when I got my fucking chunky boots, bitch, they was hurting a bitch foot. My feet and my ankles was hurting bad as hell. And so I had to buy some boots while I was here. And when I had them on the way, the bitch was like, yeah, I was gonna say something. Those boots looked awful. And I was like, not you telling my homeless ass that my one pair of shoes look awful. Like, I just feel like the bitch been saying weird things, the bitch been doing weird things, and I'm just like, Mara, and see that's the thing. Like white people be having mad options. Like she could do anything she want. Like your rent is free. Like you have a savings account. And between me and you, bitch, she be going to like the fancy cheese shop and buying like really fancy cheese and meat. I don't feel like her broke and limited income is the same as anybody who's here. No shade, and not trying to be playing anybody who got money. But I'm just saying, like, white people having money or having money issues is not the same. Exactly. Not Jamaica, I'm crying! Bitch, I'll drink sugar water in a minute. But that's the thing though, like, these motherfuckers, like, really playing with me. And so, like I said, the bitch from upstairs, she start fucking cussing me out and shit because I'm telling her we both rejected each other. And she wanted to be the one that rejected me. And I was just like, get the fuck out of here. Like, I'm not fucking with you no more. And I was like, can I have my lighter back? She had the nerve to be like, no. She was like, she's like, I've given you a lot of lighters. And I was dying laughing because I'm like, yo, imagine being like such a raggedy white person that you're going to steal my lighter. Like, bitch, like, I just feel like that's raggedy on another level. But when she called me raggedy, I was like, wow, like she really wanted to really like I feel like she wanted to say some other things to me, bitch. Like, and also one other thing that I'm noticing is every time she fall out with somebody brown, she always finds somebody new. And I really feel like when she was falling out with that bitch beforehand, Samantha, and she was fucking with me, I really feel like I was her new brown supply. I'm gonna be so for real. And now she got like this black man named Jalen that she fucking with, and she had the nerve to be like, "Oh, my little boyfriend Jalen, he obsessed with me." Do 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 do. And I'm like, okay. But her calling me raggedy like really hit because I was like, you literally look like a Cabbage Patch doll that's aged in the microwave, and you have the nerve to come for me and call me a bitch and raggedy. And while my friend Royal was like, I'm gonna eat her ass up when I see her, I was like, bitch, don't say shit to her. I'm like, she's not worth our words. She's not worth our air. Like, she's not. That's why I'm putting her in the shoe, bitch. Cause I'm done. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, but like, imagine a white person trying to reject you from friendship when you've already appraised that they're not capable of being your friend, and was real mad. Like I could tell, like she really like discarding people and making them feel like they're not on her level, and it's like, babe, you're in the basement. You are in hell. You hate yourself. I could tell. Because it don't make no sense that we're cool as fuck. And then all of a sudden you start getting mad because you start realizing, I don't want to be your friend. Even in this moment, I kept being like, that's why I took a step back from you. Like, I kept on holding that, like, I don't want to be your friend. And she gonna say, like, oh, but I appreciate us maintaining kindness. And I was like, I'm not about to be fucking performing kindness to you, babe. Like, you've hurt me. Again, you called me a bitch this time, actually. And the fact that you called me a bitch and then was like, I'm sorry for that. I was like, and they're gonna be like, I'm working on my racism. You can't be. Right, and that's the thing. Like, she not really a good friend. Like, she very much not a good friend, and it sucks because like, I could tell she wanted to fight me because she's like, don't you feel like Aaron's housed you and has done enough for you? And I was like, no, I don't. And then I could tell she was mad as fuck that I said that shit, but I was like, I don't care. And then I was like, do you feel like the bitch that put you out the house housed you and took care of you? She's like, Samantha did do something for me. She did something for me. And I was like, exactly. But then all natural, it's the truth. And then like as she's walking away from the conflict we're having, she's like, why don't you call Samantha and rent a room with her and be her friend? I was like, why would I want to live with someone that harmed you? Like, I just stay asking her questions. No, she's bitch, bitch, I don't even want to say her social media name, but like her social media name honestly gave me pause because it's like her name and then like an adjective for someone that's like harming. And I was just kind of like, that's your name on social media? Your name and then something harmful? And why I just seen this motherfucker clean off this bitch windshield? I'm crying. White people are so fascinating. Oh, I know. I know. But that's the other part is like I told Aaron too, I was like, you don't have any brown people that are like your equal. Not Sarah Colonizer. It's like I'm not gonna say all of it, but it's literally Melanie Mangles. Like, and I was like, why is the name Melanie Mangles? And she was just like, some backstory about being destructive. And I was like, I'm saying though, like I had a moment where I was like, that's weird. That's strange. That's a strange thing to have. But again, I was really trying to let her go, but yeah, it is what it is though. I feel like the happy ending of this is that like I called my friend Art and like we're renegotiating like living in their space because like they basically were like, bitch, I hate to tell you this, but I feel like I have to hide you in my house because like the way that my landlords and like realtors are. And I was like, I said right in front of Aaron because Aaron was sitting right there. I was like, well, I already told Aaron that you could potentially become evicted for hiding me in your house. Aaron's aware of this. Like, they don't give a fuck. I was like, They don't care what happens to anybody after I leave. They don't give a shit. So I just want to put that out there that like I'm aware that the stakes are high. I'm down to hide in your basement until I can like get my ID and get my shit out of there. But like I was like I'm in a situation where I would live in a cave. Like I was like I would live in a cave at this point because the amount of around the mental gymnastics I'm doing to live here is so fucked up. The only good thing that happened to me yesterday, well, I shouldn't say that. I feel like having those conversations were good things. But the baby asked me like what we could do because like they had like maybe 5 minutes left before bedtime, and I was like, we can have a dance party, and they were like, let's have a dance party. They're like, what kind of music? And so they me and them danced this song about amphibians, and it was really funny because they were really getting it, like they were loving the song. And then like Aaron played this song called Healing, and it was like an indigenous song. It was a chant. Baby, this little baby was breakdancing, and the baby is a Sag Moon too. And I was like, not me and the Sag Moon baby getting it during the motherfucking new moon. And it was so funny because it's like the baby like all day was like, are you hungry? Can I give you some chocolate milk? Like she was just being so attentive towards me, and I just felt so bad because I was just like, bitch, I'm never gonna see you again. Like I'm never gonna see you again. Like that's the only part that hurts me is like I like the baby. The baby cool as hell. And I can see their neurodivergence and like they're just so brilliant. Like they were honest. Like the other night they were telling me about a book they want to write and I'm like, they're 5. Like they're so fucking amazing. And like it just hurts me like to just see white people being fucking goofy and treating me like shit in front of them because it's like one day someone might treat them like shit and they're gonna be like, this is just normal. This is just how people treat you. People just hold you to standards that they can't meet either. And it's like I just don't think white people think very deeply. Like just because you have the brown person in your home, in your life, in your bed, in your like they're a whole person like experiencing things you'll never. And so to act as if someone's not telling you something. And it sucks because, again, I keep trying to implore to them, I don't want to live next door. I'm not telling you this so that you can let me live next door. I'm telling you this because you're harming me. You've caused harm to me. And they keep on trying to make it about me living next door, staying in this house longer. No, that's not what it's about at all. And it's just like, motherfuckers be moving the goalpost on the conversation, on the issue. It's just like, can't do shit about that. Can't change that. But I'm excited to go to my friend's house. I told them I'm leaving on Monday, but bitch, I'm really leaving on Friday. Cause I'm shady, bitch. I just don't want them to fucking touch all my shit in the moment. And plus, I'm not taking everything with me on Friday. Like on Friday, I'm taking a lot of stuff, but I'm not taking everything. But on Monday, I will have the rest of everything. And it's gonna be before the 20th, right? I believe. Yeah. It's the 18th or so. I want to say the 18th is a Monday. So, yeah, we out before the 20th. No worries, babe. But again, like I had to tell a white person like I am afraid of this white person. They are threatening me. Like as I said, like until white people tap into a certain type of like white supremacy, the other white people, the non-black folk, like the folks that just don't even know what kind of shit this is because it's not happening to them. Like if you've never had to worry about like housing, like you won't get it. But like this is what it is now. Like there are white people who have houses and they'll like act like you could live there, and then they'll be like, actually no. And I was like, when you was helping those white people, like I just don't understand. Like you chose to help them. I was like, you chose capital, and they were like, no. They're like, I chose my child's future. And I was like, well, what's happening right now? Like, I don't get it. But it is what it is. Like, I don't have to understand, you know, other people's boundaries. I feel like that's like the lesson in all of this is like, we don't have to understand other people's boundaries. Like, we don't have to understand other people's no. We don't have to understand other people's like desire for this or that. We just have to accept it and hold it. And so that's really where I'm at. Like, I'm just trying to hold that, like, it's a no. I'm trying to hold that, like, there's another place for me to go. I'm trying to hold that, like, I have community. I'm trying to hold that, like, I'm still a valued member of community. I have worth. Like, these are things that I'm trying to just really just say to myself, because again, like when you're housing insecure, there's a million thoughts in your head about like, damn, am I gonna survive this? Am I gonna find housing? Am I gonna make it? Like, am I gonna be worthy of helping? Are people gonna like look at me or see this or that thing that I'm doing and be like, oh no, like not this kind of person? Like those are things that we deal with when we're housing insecure. And as I was talking about in foster care, like this
Maybe.
whole, what's up?
I got you your blanket.
Oh, thank you.
And sheet.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it. I'm gonna make the bed.
No worries.
But yeah, no, like I feel like when as I was saying, like in foster care, it's like this idea that like if I'm good enough, like people will like want to keep me and like want to be like my adoptive parents. Like this concept that like I need to be doing something for someone to be like thinking I'm worth saving. Like those things are unfortunately like part of like my trauma history, and like I feel like that's why like being housing insecure as an adult, it does hit in a particular way for me, because I'm like, damn, like I'm being perfect, like I'm being worthy, and like the thing about worth is like you just have to know it for yourself, and like be in rooms where other people see it for you as well. And like if people don't see your worth, or people don't see like that you're worthy of care or compassion, like that just means like you need to be in a different room. And so that's like where I'm at with it. I feel like I'm in the wrong room, but I also know that like being in the right room doesn't necessarily like, it's not like linear. Like I know like going into like this new housing situation with my friend Autumn, like I'm already like requesting like that we have a conversation about boundaries. I'm asking like about desires, like in terms of like things that matter to people in the house. Like I've already got a little piece of information that between like 7 and 8 a.m., like that's a time when like the bathroom is really in use. And like if like between 7 and 8 the bathroom could be like open for my friend's partner, I'm like, that's fine. I was like, I have no problem taking showers and baths in the night, so that in the morning no one has to worry about me trying to compete for that. But having that kind of confidence to be like, hey, like yeah, you're helping me, but I also want to know what kind of desires you have, and I want to also say mine. Like I feel like that's one of the things that I've learned from the situation, is that like just because like someone's helping you, it doesn't mean that like there can't be standards for both of you. And I think that that's a power dynamic conversation that like doesn't happen all the time when you're houseless, when you're like trying to like just just move forward in life. Like you don't always get the chance to be like, hey, like uh I need to use the bathroom for this or that time, like it can feel like, even for the person that's like sharing their house, that they have to like accommodate every desire. And that's not true either. So I'm trying to stay nuanced in this convo, because it's like, just because I need support doesn't mean that that person has to give it to me. And just because like I am naming like ways that I'm like uh trying to move in the future doesn't mean that I'm gonna be successful. Like I feel like I'm trying to be mindful about like at least setting myself up for like some kind of success when it comes to housing. Because like, me and my friend Royal, like we're talking about like getting a 2-bedroom apartment, but now I'm like, come on, Noodles, are you coming? Okay, all right. But yeah, I'm trying to just hold that like we're all we're all on this motherfucking type of time together, in whatever ways we can be. I think a lot of us are looking for housing that doesn't harm us or leave us having to recover. And again, like because there's a child here, I was never trying to like be operating like nothing matters, there's low stakes. Like that was never my desire. Like I feel like because there's a child here, in fact, I feel like I was trying to be more and more and more empathetic and stretch myself to be more and more understanding, because I don't want to be operating as an elder mixed person around a baby that will one day be an elder mixed person. Like I want to just show them empathy, love, kindness, support, and direct communication. And that's not easy for me. Like I am a people pleaser, and I'm trying to not be, but I definitely do be people pleasing, and trying to, maneuver so that I don't get caught up or I don't get hurt. And I know it's a survival strategy, but it's also one that I don't want to live in anymore. Like I'm really tired of like acting like, not acting like, but I'm really tired of being in danger. Like, and I know that probably sounds fucked up, but like, it's the truth. I'm tired of fucking being in danger. I'm tired of having to think 3 steps ahead. I'm tired. I gotta be around people that are like, and we're taking this moment as a moment. We're not pulling in from the past to like make people feel bad or try to bring up old shit. Like, I can't. All I can do is like be with people who are gonna be present with me, or at least make the request to take a break and say, I need a moment. I can't just talk to you right now. I don't want to be, I don't want to be on some toxic shit myself. Hell no. Hell no. That's a part of people pleasing. And think about it, Mara. If somebody hurts you and you are mainly a person that either has friends in person or you're online communicating, also they're in like the back of the house and shit listening to music. So they're not even anywhere near me, and also I'm not saying anything that I would be embarrassed to have them hear. I want to put that out there right now. When white people are being confusing and indirect, it's important to just maintain how you feel, maintain what you're feeling. And so I'm sure it could be awkward for y'all being aware that they're here, but that white person does not have power over me. And that's an important thing to hold when you living with white people. They're not my parent and they're not my motherfucking boss. They're a person that was supposed to be seeing me as a valued community member. Good night. Yeah, I fucked up. But doing my best. How about you?
Yeah, that's all we can do.
Right, right.
What is the outcome? What is the outcome?
No matter what.
I mean, failure is a try.
Okay. But we not failing, we struggling.
As long as we trying, that's all that matters.
All we can do. Okay, bitch. Okay, bitch. Being present is not easy. Like, it's not. I feel like being here is, it's easier for me to be present, to be honest. Like, cause I know that I'm coming here with all of it. I'm coming here with all of it. But I do recommend journaling. I love you too. Thank y'all for being here. But yeah, no, journaling is really important. And honestly, I saw this video today, and I'm gonna share it on my story. I don't know if anybody follows me on Instagram, but it's OUIIDFAE Weedfae, and basically the video was about how journaling is for your most deranged thoughts. And I really appreciate them saying that, because like when I be journaling, I be trying to like write like, you know, like from my highest self, from like this omnipotent, like I see all the sides type shit. And really the journal is for you to fucking talk about how mad you are, how resentful you are, like just to be clear with yourself. Because even in our journals, sometimes we be lying to ourselves about how everything is gonna be okay. Like if you don't feel like it's gonna be okay, say that shit. Cause like you ever just read your old journal and be like, damn, I'm being a little too calm about this shit. Like I'm writing this shit really eloquently, but I'm really still the rage I still got. So Mara, I appreciate you for saying that, but we are equal. We are equal. And like I struggle to be present a lot. Like that's why I be smoking weed, bitch. That's why I stay smoking, cuz it allows me to escape in a way. So I feel like I want to be clear that like while I'm being present at times, I'm also escaping too. I'm also coping too. Right. Like I feel like I've been very afraid of taking up space, and being a fat person and being trying to shrink yourself is actually physically harmful. Like I've been big my whole life. How the fuck I look trying to get small? That shit don't make no sense. So that's where I'm at with it. Like, I'm not gonna get smaller. In fact, I'm going to feel my feelings and come back when I can. And I'm not trying to cuss nobody out. I'm not trying to yell at nobody. I'm putting bitches in shoes at this point because it's like, babe, my energy is precious. Like, my energy is fucking precious, and so is fucking yours. Like, we don't deserve to be fighting fucking mental battles with motherfuckers that don't even remember what the fuck they said to us because they was talking out of a fucking projection. Like, I'm trying my best to remember, like, I'm a fuck up too. And we do deserve grace. But motherfuckers can't be getting abused by us and think motherfuckers gonna keep grace forever. Grace might have left. So that's where I'm at. Like, Grace might have left. And that's okay. Like, they're doing what they're doing for me, and I'm grateful. Like, yesterday they asked me if I wanted some nachos. I was like, no thank you. I'm great. Like, I feel like they're still showing up in ways, and I'm grateful as hell. Them washing my blanket, I appreciate that. Because that's my little blanket to smoke with. And like, honestly, I was just in my mind, I was like, yeah, well, when the toilet flooded, all I focused on was cleaning up that water. But after I cleaned up that water, I started stressing out about how they just cussed me out about how I'm flushing the toilet wrong. And then they gonna bring up the fact that the blanket that I used to sop up the water was getting moldy. And I was like, babe, this house too cold to make no moldy shit. It's probably just still wet. But also, that was my blanket. How you dragging me for not washing my blanket when I said I was gonna wash it? It's in a bag. Like, are you okay? So it's just like they be wanting to drag me so bad, and it's like I don't deserve that. And knowing that is why I feel the way I feel. Like, once you start realizing like you deserve grace, empathy, support, compassion, especially when you're going through shit. Like, I've had to tell them multiple times, I'm only here because somebody thought you was a good white person. I'm not here for no other reason. I didn't mean to deep throat it like that. But like, I'm not here because we're besties. They're like, we're not gonna be best friends. I was like, I never expected to be best friends with you. And even saying we're not gonna be best friends is weird as fuck. You done sent me all these videos of restaurants we should go to, and all these places. Gonna say we should go all these places. I'm like, yeah, let's go. I'm over here trying to plan shit. You not following through. Like, people just be forgetting. Like, when you're people pleasing and lying and pretending, it's gonna come to light, and you gotta sit with that discomfort then or now. And I just feel like that's what it is. And I'm tired of being uncomfortable here. Like, I haven't been comfortable for a while, so now I'm gonna try to be as comfortable as I can be till I leave, which is on Friday. But I'm trying my best to maintain my dignity, bitch. And I always didn't think like that. Like, I feel like I would people please, build resentment, and then do whatever the fuck I want to do. Because I done already felt like you done fucked me over so much, you done hurt me so much, now I can do anything to you. That's not how I want to be no more. Like, because I'm ashamed of the behavior that I've held in certain situations because I wasn't communicating. Like, in this moment, I see, like, the destruction of people pleasing and how people be getting hurt and catching strays. I don't want to do that to nobody. Like, I'm really trying to change, bitch. And, like, when I say try to change, I mean I'm trying to be changing. It's a verb. Like, I'm trying to just be mindful. Like, I'm not perfect. I'm not the only person who has feelings. I'm not the only person who could be hurting. I know that. But when you're around people who don't feel like that, who don't think like you could be hurting too, it's scary. And even telling them like one day your baby is gonna check you as a brown child, I know that probably hurt them, but I feel like they need to know. I wonder I wonder if somebody mixed would have told my mom like one day like your baby is gonna say something to you about your anti-blackness. Would she have changed? Would she have done different shit? Like, I also named like there were times where I'm trying to stem and they're trying to call it out as like laziness. And it's like, nah, babe, my body just be doing different shit than yours. I was like, and your baby too. Your baby be stemming and you be telling them to stop. Like, they're going to drag you one day. Like, I just want you to know that. And I'm not saying it to be ugly. I'm saying it to be an elder who sees what I see. Like, I feel like I'm not your elder, but I'm hers. You feel me? I'm hers. So I'm gonna say what I gotta say. Cause it's a lot of mixed people that don't say shit. We just be regurgitating and operating like we're black people and do weird shit. But if I'm a mixed person and I see a mixed person like going through something, I'm gonna say something, especially a mixed little baby, because their parent not gonna see what I see. They're not. And tell me why last night the baby gonna say goodnight husband. I was like, bitch, not goodnight husband. Like the baby be having me fucking crying, bitch. I'm like, bitch, not I'm about to leave on Friday, bitch. Not you calling me husband, bitch. Like I'm actually gonna tell her tonight. I'm gonna be like, hey, I was like, I want you to know I'm leaving. I'm leaving on Monday. But this weekend I'm gonna go to my friend's house and I'm gonna be over there and I'm gonna have a sleepover and then I'm gonna come get the rest of my stuff. You're gonna get your playroom back. Like I'm gonna try to frame it as like a positive thing. Like you're getting your playroom back. I was like, I'm so excited. Like, you know, thank you for like sharing your space with me. Like, I'm just gonna try to like remind her, like, this is not the end of a friendship. Like, this is a graduation of a person going to a better place. And I was like, I might see you around. Like if I see her at the store or some shit, I'm gonna speak to her. I'm gonna be cordial with the mama. But I don't want her to feel like it's goodbye. It's a see you later. Shit is hurtful. It's very hurtful. And honestly, living here, I realize like I don't want to be a parent, but I do love children, and like I really feel like I'm really thinking about becoming a teacher. And I know that sounds probably crazy, but I've been thinking about it. Like I've been hearing about how the babies don't know how to read, and that shit's been fucking me up. Cause it's like, bro, when I was a little kid, if I couldn't have been able to read and escape the family life I was living, I don't know who I would be. But reading has helped me so much. Like I've been able to transcend and live in worlds that I never will be able to go to. Like, and there's little kids that are so stuck on the screen that the words may never hit for them, and that makes me so sad. So I really do want to be like a poetry teacher or just something, you know? Like I might even go back into like the daycare after school program space because I feel like after school, kids do need to get their energy out. They do need to maybe even do some homework, you know, and get some things done before they get to the house. Because I feel like that's another thing too, is like I feel like we focus a lot on playing and not like reinforcing like what was already taught in the school. And like I do think that like obviously like parents are not able to like provide that extra step for their kids all the time. Like they're just not. And I just feel like as I get older, the more I realize like there are younger people who just they'll think like there's nothing but movies and TV shows and little videos online. Like they won't maybe check out like a book, like, or just even like a fucking anthology, like something with photos, something with like pictures. Like there's just so many cool fucking books out there, stories, like people writing things that are really cool. So I don't know. Like I feel like the more that I'm sitting with how I felt living here, like I really felt like being around a child like really gave me energy like in a way that I haven't had because I'm like, yo, your brain is thinking so different from mine, but you're like so like you're new here and like none of the customs apply to you yet. Like none of the ways that like we have to behave is sticking to you yet. Like you can actually form your own way and like you know have support. I appreciate you for saying that. Like I genuinely don't know like what that looks like, to be honest. Like I know that right now they're like literally taking anybody to be teachers right now. And I know that there's like housing offers like if you become a teacher out here. Like there's just a lot of like support like if you become a teacher to get more stability. And so there's a part of me that's like feeling like that might be a real thing. And I also feel like there's a lot of progressive schools in the area where like kids are going that are like trans and they're non-white, they're disabled in a way that they're not accommodated for in public school. So I don't know, bitch. Like I'm wondering like what that looks like, but I am considering what that looks like because. But on the other hand, I'm also having to be real with like my past and like what I've done for work and like how that could potentially be a conflict. And so I think like I may have to like get super creative with like who I'm working with, but I see so many things as an elder that like bother me because again, it's all about community not being real. Like it's not like I would never look down on parents for like not being able to give their kids an extra lesson before bed. Why would you have that energy? Like we don't live in a world that allows you to have that energy. So I don't know. I just feel like there needs to be more scaffolding and like I don't know what that looks like, but I also know a lot of parents are pissed and tired. And that's the thing too is like I feel like if I ever was like a part of creating a classroom culture, I would want there to be a space to go STEM. Like if you don't have it to be in the lesson today, there will be a packet for you on what the fuck we talked about, and like maybe when you get that packet home or when you get that packet at the end of the week, like maybe there could be a moment where like at the end of the week we do a refresh on what we talked about this week for anybody that wasn't able to like be present. Like I just feel like there's so many accommodations that can be made to make sure everybody's like at least getting a chance to like review the material on their own time. And I feel like lessons may have to be a little slower and a little shorter, but that doesn't change that like we can still do it. um but we also have to account for the fact that these kids are on screens. So maybe we have to use a screen to like show them other ways to like connect. Like maybe the screen will allow them to see that like, there is a page from a book that I really liked and like now I'm going to go find that book. Like maybe that's what it will take. Is finding the highlights of the shits that we want them to read and being like, "Yo, this part of the story." Or even like when I was in school, I really loved when like they let us read aloud because like I would always do like the voices for the different characters and the kids would always be like, "Yo, can Tatiana read?" They would always be like, "Can Tatiana read, please?" Because like I would make it fun. Like I'm not about to sit there and be reading all monotonously, bitch. I love to read, and this story is grasping me. So that's why I'm just like, I really think I might be able to be a good ass English teacher, or at least one that inspires kids to keep on thinking. Like, maybe the book you want to read ain't been wrote yet by you. Who knows? But I feel like that would be something fun to have like a little bookmaking month where like we spend a month trying to put together a book like physically. And then we, spend the next probably like you spend probably a week constructing it, and then we spend the next 3 weeks figuring out how the story is gonna be placed in the book. I don't know what age that gotta be. That might be a third grade, fourth grade project, but I think even young kids could create a story because the baby at 5, and she wrote a whole story about like the different goddesses. She's like, there's a goddess of air, a goddess of peace, a goddess of fire, goddess of water. And she was talking about how they all have conflict for different reasons. I was like, bitch, not the baby trying to imagine the zodiac and shit before she could even hold it in her hand. Like she already seeing like different deities controlling different motherfucking properties. Like I'm telling you, like little kids be really seeing shit and like really be coming up with. It's wild. It's really cool, but I don't know. I feel like I might just be an after school care worker though, because I don't know that I actually have like the credentials to like be doing that. But again, I feel like they're lowering the bar for teachers. I feel like at this point you just need a high school diploma, bitch. No shade. Maybe an associate's, but I don't know. But this Sag moon got me really thinking about like what I want to do, where I want to go. I was telling my friend Autumn, I don't know that I want to stay in Detroit. I'm only in Detroit right now because of my business, but like my business can survive and thrive probably elsewhere. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know. Like I know that right now in my head there's Tennessee, there's Maryland, there's California, and I don't know. I don't know. But I know one thing. I'm trying to get my ID out here, bitch, because once I become a citizen or a Detroit, Michigan ID person, I'll have access in a way to like housing that other people just won't. And so I would want to put that out there for people that are housing insecure. Like, I'm not saying that like you should come here. Like, if you have nothing, like I feel like trying to find a support system out here has not been easy. And to be honest, the plot twists that have been twisting, like I tried to tell y'all, me and Autumn, our friendship is like probably the strongest, healthiest friendship. But there was moments where I was like, I don't feel like you're showing up as a white person. Like, I don't feel like you're showing up the way you should be. And I also have said to them, but I don't know that anyone's ever taught you how to show up. So I don't want you to feel like there's something that you should be doing for me if you don't know what that is. Because, like, I would like to talk about what's possible. And I think that conversation went really well because, like, obviously that's where I'm going. But it's like, I have to remind myself sometimes that white people don't know what to do. They don't. They do not know what to do. And I think that that's a thing to hold for all of us, that like they need instruction, but they don't often have the empathy or the ego depth to actually be like, what should I do? How can I help? It is unfortunate, but it's the truth. Like, some white people will think that they know better than you as a person of color how to help you, even if you're telling them. And like, if the white person isn't willing to listen and ask, like, how can I help you? I feel like you should know in that moment, like, that's a lower standard. It's lower standard that you deserve. Because I'm sitting with, like, my friend telling me straight up, like, I have the ability and the time to take you and Royal to wherever y'all need to go. Like, they're offering to show. They said chauffeur. They were like, if y'all need a chauffeur, let me know. It's like, damn. That's the standard of care in that friendship. Change behavior, offering resources. Mm-mm. Listen, I am holding your fear for me, and I appreciate you for loving me this way. I appreciate you for looking out for me this way too. But I do think it's important to note that, like, white people don't know how to care for us. And I feel like if white people aren't willing to hear that, like, that's not on the people of color or black people specifically who know that to be the case. And again, when I talk about being a mixed person, I have to hold that, like, I'm not really in danger anymore. I have a place to go now. So if they decide to get critical, I will go to my new place. But I don't think that that's the energy that I'm seeing in the moment. But that's okay. Like, I feel like it's okay for a white person to hear me say, like, they don't know what to do. And that's not okay. And that's a lower standard than we deserve. And I want us to hold that, like, there's not going to always be the feeling of safety to say the things that need to be said, but saying them is honestly a part of being liberated. Like, liberation includes uncomfortable conversations. It do. And Bell Hooks taught me that. Like, we can't love people if we aren't willing to sit there and be uncomfortable. Like, I can't have this combo with you if I'm not willing to be uncomfortable, and vice versa. I know it probably wasn't comfortable for you to be like, you know, stop being so candid. I know that that doesn't make anyone feel comfortable, but I feel like that's the thing. Like, we have to hold that our discomfort means something too. Like, when we're feeling comfortable, it means something, right? So our discomfort is telling us something too. We have to think about that. Why are we uncomfortable? Could it be that, like, we don't feel safe? Could it be that our vulnerability may not be respected or held? Like, those are things that we have to hold to become safer. Like, I'm not trying to take away from anybody's fear. Like, I feel like that's an important thing. The fear, it tells us something too. And that's why I'm saying what I'm saying, because again, like, when I go to my new house, like, I will talk about what I'm feeling, and I'm not going to stop. Because again, I know from what I've experienced and what I've seen others experience and share with me that this fear is a part of us. Like, it's a part of our fucking oppression. Like, it is. And it sucks because it feels personal. It feels like we have to hold this, but we don't. If I'm uncomfortable and I love you, I want you to know. If I'm uncomfortable and I'm scared of you, I won't say a word. Think about it. Think about it. We all deserve to say, I'm uncomfortable, and have it matter. And if it don't, that's what tells us we're not in a safe place. Destiny, I appreciate you for saying that. Again, I'm not trying to gaslight anybody black who is here. If you are a deeper tone than me and you're like, bitch, I'll never tell no white people no shit like that, I hear you. And I don't want you to feel like you have to. That's not your job. I really want to hold that, like, in this moment, I'm on my job. I'm on my job. My job is to let the white people know I'm not going to be performing. Because when somebody black gets around them, I want them to have the same kind of opportunity if they are there. If you're there, don't you want to be protected in some way? Like that's what I'm thinking about. Like if you're at a point where you know white people don't know shit about white supremacy and they gotta listen to you, I don't want you to come in contact with any white people that don't know that either. Adaku, I appreciate you. I appreciate you for what you're saying again, and I appreciate you loving me like this. I do. I do. And I feel like that's part of like privilege, right? I'm gonna do some shit that's gonna scare the fuck out of somebody black. I know. And I don't mean to. I really don't. But I feel like what's scarier to me is me saying nothing. It's scarier to me. Because that last white person I dealt with, Royal slept at their house and they caught more shit than me. That white person just had somebody white cuss me out. They had this black woman thinking she owed $10,000. That's a different kind of fucked up. And if I would have checked that white person in a particular way, who knows what it would have been. But I wasn't in that space, in that mindset. I wasn't. And I had all the information I have now. And so I kind of put her in danger, dog. Like I put this black woman in danger, not being candid about the fact that these white people were fucked up. Cause I was trying to, in my heart, think like, how can I help you get out of poverty in this particular way? Because this couch helped me get out of poverty in a particular way, and maybe this white person will hold you down. I was being hopeful, but I wasn't being protective, and I feel like that's what I'm doing now. Like I want folks to know, because again, somebody white was watching me and brought me here. I need white people to be on a different type of time. I need y'all to ask questions and be direct. And more importantly, one thing that I will leave you with is if you're a white person and somebody of color feels safe to tell you about other white people being fucked up, it's on you to tap in. Or you're complicit. And that's how I feel. That's how I feel. And it's okay if you don't agree with me, but if I'm a mixed person and I hear about anti-blackness, I'm gonna tap in because I know the stakes are lower for me. Again, some of y'all might get put out of a house and that escalation still won't be enough to get support. I told my friend it's getting bad and they're like, I got you. I don't know a lot of black folks that could just tell a white person like it's getting worse for me around these white people. It's a different type of privilege that I'm trying to explain, where you're aware of anti-blackness because of black folks, and then I'm using that intelligence to make a way for myself to survive. I have to talk to y'all about that. We have to be candid about certain shit because we're not all living the same experience. We're not. Like, I've never been scared someone was following me in a store to the point where I'm whispering to someone in their ear telling them that I'm scared. I've never experienced that, so I have to hold that for the rest of my fucking life. Like, the things that I'm experiencing are not what anybody black is experiencing. It's not. I've been houseless and saved, houseless and saved, houseless and saved. That's not happening for everybody. I am. I am. And I also want to say there's no safety. Safety's not real. That's also what I'm trying to hold. Safety is not real. We're never safe. We can only look for safer places. But safety is not real. Yo, that old man stay trying to fuck me, dog. He crazy. Why this old man in the store gonna call me Carrot Top, bitch? Oh my god. He was really trying to be on me. He was really not getting out my way. I was like, wow. I was like, you are a very strange old man. I was like, you think this is okay, sir? I had to drag his ass, and he's still over here being a creep. And I'm mad that he seen me sit here, bitch. Because if his ass drive by again, I'm definitely gonna throw a rock. Let me not. Yo, Sag season is scary, bitch. Sag season is very scary. It's a very scary time. That's another thing, too. It's Sag season, bitch. I'm not about to be quiet. It's not possible. Like, that's what the whole point of Sag season is, babe. The whole point of Sag season is, like, are we uncomfortable? Let's get comfortable. But fuck comfort. Let's get real about what comfort could look like. How can we achieve going higher, going bigger? What's up? You wanna go outside? You wanna go in? Are you going in? Come on. Cause every time I be petting you, you be scratching me. That's why I don't be petting you too much. You scratch. No. But yeah, again, like the concept of safety is something that only white people can really like hold on to. Unfortunately, ma'am, ma'am. But I appreciate you for sharing that you left corporate and told them that people of color aren't psychologically safe there. I appreciate you for saying that. But again, like that concept of like safety, like I'm sure like you felt safer leaving and saying that, but you never felt safe and you probably still don't. Cause like that can still follow you. And I know that you know that, but you didn't care, right? Cause you were like, I'm not about to fucking walk away and not share the intelligence. I want black folks especially to hear that. You have intelligence that people are acting like they don't want to hear because it would mean that they would have to change their behavior. So that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about intelligence, okay? And so you're talking about it's not safe to share intelligence. That's bad. That's not good. It's not good because we need that intelligence. We do. I need to know that black folks don't feel safe. I need to know that. That's important as fuck. Because in that moment, I have an opportunity to operate as a non-oppressor. If I hear that you're unsafe and I just act like that's fine, that's me being complicit. And so I just want to hold that. And I'm not saying people are complicit for telling me to be thinking of safety. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that like if we're trying to think about safety, like if we're really thinking about what's gonna keep us safe, it's not okay, calm down. If we're gonna think about what's gonna keep us safe, it's not gonna be like gatekeeping conversations from white people or like holding whiteness to a different standard.
Do you want this jacket?
I would love this jacket.
It's a 2X.
Let's see, let's
It's
see.
down. I don't think it'll fit in the front because it doesn't fit my front. But
I don't give a fuck. I'll still wear this shit as a layer. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Of course.
Like I said, safety not real, but if I didn't feel safe to say what I was saying, I wouldn't say it. I would shut the fuck up. But I'm not. That's so cute. But yeah, no, I'm definitely not trying to act as if like I'm in the most danger. That's a big part of me being candid here. Like I'm not in the most danger. That's why I gotta say some shit. Cause if I'm acting like that, babes, please calm down. If I'm acting, babes, enjoy the sun. The sun is right here. Go sit in the sun. But yeah, if I'm act like I can't be performing like I'm doing the worst. Like I come here and talk to y'all about shit, and like I know y'all hear me, but I also know y'all are seeing like how quickly like things are moving now because I said like, hey, I'm not deserving this treatment. I want to be treated better. And I hope y'all feel safe to say that. But keep in mind, if you don't, it's not your fault. It's not our fault that we don't feel safe to say certain shit. It's up to white people to hold the standard for care. It is. And then we're right next in line. If I, as a mixed person, don't hold the standard for care, what's going to happen next? That's why I'm trying to implore to y'all, like, please don't hold back on sharing your intelligence unless you know it's a matter of life and death. And I feel like only deep dark skinned people who are disabled and trans and, you know, in connection with white people for their livelihood can really say that. A lot of us are actually going to be okay if we hold the standard and raise it. A lot of us are actually going to survive it. We're going to be uncomfortable. Other people gonna be uncomfortable, but no one's gonna die. But people can die from lowered standards who don't have the scaffolding. Like if I was a darker skinned person, and I don't want to even play that game, but there are darker skinned people that I see on the street all the time. Like I've been outside, I've checked in with people on the street. It's not no light skinned people on the street. I'm not trying to be funny. But a lot of the people I see that's houseless are deep dark skin. And I have to hold that and know that. Like, people will see that there's something in me. And if they don't, baby, they'll punish me so bad. But if they think that there's a spark in me, they think there's something intelligent, brilliant. Like, it's fucked up. But like I said earlier, like when somebody was like, "Oh, you're so smart. I want you to like succeed. I want you." Yeah, okay. Like, who don't want to succeed, babe? Like, I don't know what we're talking about anymore when people are like saying that I'm smart and I'm beautiful, and it's just like, damn, like that clearly don't matter. And I don't mean it to be like I don't care that I'm like able to read and like gather information in a particular way. I'm appreciative of those things, but those things don't keep us safe, especially if we're not willing to make white people uncomfortable. And I feel like that's the thing. I know as a mixed person, I am supposed to function as a person that keeps white people feeling comfortable. That's the whole function of mixed people, bitch. Honestly, look at the Latina dad. The whole function of light skinned people was to make it seem like nothing bad's happening. Nothing is bad. Everything is good. It's not. It's not. And so I know that again, I have the privilege to say something and I will, but I also know that with that privilege, like I know other people are gonna be like stressed for me, stressed for other people. I hear you. All I can do is hear y'all, you know? I don't want anyone to feel like how they're feeling is wrong, because they're not. It is scary to a degree, but I don't wanna hold like my fear like it's like the main thing I'm feeling. I feel relief. I feel relief. I've been here for 2 months with no coat. I'm grateful that I have one now. Like, honestly, like I'm grateful for all the things that are going good now that I'm speaking up. But I feel like that's the thing. It takes me speaking up to like get what my needs met. And it's a lesson that I've been learning all year. All year. Everything is connected to me communicating. I can see so clearly that like there were times where I dropped communication, and because of that, like I dropped the faith, the trust, the hope. I dropped the power that I had in the moment. And all power is not to be dominating or controlling. Some power is honestly liberating power. Like by being clear and being honest, like people can actually be in their truth too. So I just hope folk know, like I'm not trying to stress nobody out. I'm not trying to make nobody scared. I'm not trying to like make somebody think like I'm in like a situation where like someone's gonna like as soon as I go in the house beat my ass. Like that's not what it is. But with that being said, like it is taking a lot of energy to like operate mentally. It is. It really is. And I'm just really hoping that folks just know like the situation has been bizarre, but it's not why I'm gonna die, you know. And I feel like there's power in knowing that like this ain't about to kill me. Miss Keisha, Miss Keisha, oh my God, she not fucking dead. Like that's how I really feel, bitch. Like you can't kill me. I'm a bad bitch. You feel me? Like that's how I really feel. Um, but again, I also feel like thank God that like I can communicate clearly in this moment. Cause like, and I think about people who like could be so dysregulated that they just start cussing, and they start beating people ass. You know what I mean? Like that's what I was saying earlier. I was like, sometimes you be so fucking traumatized, you just start beating people ass, cussing, and people think you crazy. And it's like, nah, babe, you gaslit, like you dysregulated, you a lot of things. Crazy, never. But motherfuckers will only see you beating somebody ass and think that's who you are. And it's like, no, that's why I'm trying to be mindful about everything I do. That's why I'm trying to talk to y'all here so that there's a record of what I've been saying and what's been happening. So people know like exactly what's going on here. Cause I don't wanna be operating like I don't see it. I don't wanna act like I'm not hurting. And I don't wanna act like what's happening here can't happen to you or ain't happening to you. Like it's probably folks here like, damn, like yeah, like white people really don't know like what to do. And they do need to ask me. Who knows how this will shift conversations with people that you love or you think that love you. Who knows like who really wants to raise their standard but they don't know how. Kita, I already know I can because this is a place I feel safe at. I've already been there before. I never slept there before, but I've been there before. Um, and they're, they're a younger white couple. Like they're, I feel like, on the path to becoming married, perhaps. Right, bitch. Honestly, it's popping on my skin. But But like I was saying though, like I know I'm going to a good place. And when I say good, I just know I'm going to a place where people are like interested in communicating, interested in asking questions, interested in being like caring. Like my friend wrote me a letter, because I told him I needed a letter written to the house, and he said like if you ever need a ride or money for a Uber or anything, please hit me up. I'm always gonna say yes. And like I was like, damn, like again, like the kind of standards that we're raising with this white person. I at one point was like, I don't want to be your friend because I don't see you like lifting up your standards for me. And they were like, bitch, I don't know how. They didn't say bitch, but they came to me like with empathy and with like a lot of vulnerability and was like, I don't know. Like, please tell me. And as I make requests, they're coming up with their own suggestions and their own offerings. And it's like, I had to tell them, like, when you are so when you're so traumatized by white people, like you start to think of them all the same. And like again, I know that this is a nuanced conversation, and I know not everybody's gonna hold what I'm saying. And again, this could be light skin foolishness. You don't have to hold this, but whiteness is not real. It's a dehumanizing position created to dominate against all of us. And so I'm trying to be in community with white people who are aware that like whiteness is not real. Like that what's real is narcissism. What's real is power dynamics. What's real is control. And if they want to be operating like humans, they have to hold that shit. They have to betray that shit because their first thought will be domination. Their first thought will be how can I control this? It won't be who needs help. How can I help? And that's what needs to be fucking operated out of them. They need to operate out of a practice of love and not punishment. And that's the issue, really, because the world we live in is set up on a practice of fucking punishment. Think about it. If you oversleep, what's going to happen? Punished. If you can't afford something, you're punished. Like every time we turn around, we being punished for something, are we not? And deep dark skinned black folks who are disabled and trans know more than anybody else. Like fat folks who are deep dark skinned, they're very aware that like the punishment is always there. And so for me to come here and talk to y'all, like sure, people may try to punish me, but I know there's gonna be somebody out there who's gonna say that's not okay. And because I keep that hope in my heart and because I have a Sag moon, I really be thinking like it's gonna work out for me. And if I didn't have that Sag placement in my moon, I probably wouldn't feel like that, but I really do. And again, that could also be some light skin foolishness. Don't listen to everything I say. Everything I say is not important. But some things that I be trying to offer, it might hit. But yeah, like I just don't think it's ever done for me. I always feel like there's always something else better out there. And I know some people may not be thinking like that, and that's okay. It takes time to think like that. It takes time to believe that motherfuckers actually are conspiring for your good. It's very easy to think motherfuckers hate you and want you to die. Because sometimes we feel that shit. Sometimes we hate ourselves and we want to die. You see how that projection be popping off internally? But I know that there are people that want me to live, bitch. They don't really think big, bitch. And when it comes to you, bitch, I'm that person. I want you to think big. I want you to actually believe that motherfuckers are actually working for your fucking best good, for your highest abundance. I want you to really think like that, because I think that for you. I really do. I really think like, why would you have to suffer? Haven't you suffered enough? That's really where I'm at. So if don't nobody think that you deserve it, bitch, just remember I do. I really do. Because bitch, why not? Who else deserves it more than you? More importantly, why the fuck can't we all have it? Why can't we all get it? What? Can we answer that question? We can't. I mean, we could, like, because our world is literally trying to punish people. So I know, unfortunately, like when we live in a world that like tries to punish you all the time for everything, when we operate with grace, when we operate with trying to understand versus trying to tell people shit, make judgments, we offer them the opportunity. We offer them the motherfucking opportunity to step into just what the fuck they really feel, what's really happening for them. And so, yeah, like I'm not gonna lie, I'm high as hell and I kind of lost it there. But just to get back to like the main point of me coming here, I have somewhere else to go. I have a safer space. I'm excited about it. And also, white people don't know what the fuck to do. That's also the function of white supremacy, is making people think white people can do something for you and just know what to do. They don't. They need to listen to the most marginalized. They need to listen to brown people. They need to listen to people who are disenfranchised to understand, not even understand, to hold like what their duty is, what their job is. Cause mixed people in this world got a job. We do. We do. We have to motherfucking dismantle the tribal system. We just have to. Cause it's not a real system. And we uphold it every day by trying to slide into black or white, trying to slide into the two polarizing manifestations of race, which are not real. And I know that some people don't want to hear that, but it's true. Whiteness created the concept of blackness. You are a part of your ancestors, but the concept of blackness is honestly a colonized idea. Again, I know people are reclaiming blackness and reclaiming, and it's nuanced. I get you. But again, like white people collectivizing under whiteness, like that is a part of like them embodying the other. JJ Pie, thank you so much. I appreciate you. But yeah, I would really love to connect with people in a way, like for my work. Like that would be fun. Like I don't know what I want to all do. Like there's so many things I want to do actually. I don't know which one is the one. And I feel like maybe that's just like because there's no one thing for me to do. Like maybe I really am just like that. You know, I am that Renaissance person who's like able to gain skills and share them and leverage those things to survive. Because again, I feel like my friendship with this person, it's deeper than just like being friends. Like we're also people that like believe in plant medicine. We believe in cultivating plant medicine. We believe in the earth being abundant. We believe that like there's enough for all of us. Like those are friendships I pour into at this point in my life. People that really believe like we all deserve this shit and like I don't give a fuck if I have more than you at this moment. I'm going to find a way to show up for you because that's the only thing that makes sense. And so I've had to look for friends that were younger than me and my age. Like older people, like unfortunately, like it really depends, hit or miss. Because again, some people are like really thinking like there's only enough for me. There's only enough for me. There's only enough for myself. And it's not true. There's enough for all of us. And I know some of y'all really don't get it. Like, you don't get it yet, but you will. You will. It takes time to get there. I used to really be worried about sharing my GoFundMe and people asked me to share their flyer because I was really feeling like on some scarcity shit. I was like, damn, I'm trying to crowdfund. So that's my motherfucking sibling. Like that's my sibling. Like bitch, if you're crowdfunding and I'm crowdfunding, why am I trying to act like we different? We're very the same. We are very much in community. And you are my sibling and we need to fucking talk and work together. Cause who knows? Like just holding that like there's so many people that need support and you too. And it's okay. It's alright. But yeah, no, like I'm grateful again. Like I hope folks know like I'm grateful for them giving me this coat. Like I'm never gonna be a shady, spiteful hoe. Like I know that like they didn't have to give me this coat. They don't owe me a coat. I'm grateful to have it. I feel like when you start talking about white supremacy and you start getting real candid, people start acting like you're entitled to everything. And like I feel like the thing that sucks is like it's not about entitlement. It's about motherfucking equity. And I feel like we don't say that word enough. We do not say the word equity enough for me. And I want to just lift it up in the moment, you know? Absolutely, Adaku. Like, we never know what's out there for us. We'll never know unless we say, I need support. And that's where I'm at. Like, I don't want nobody to think like I feel like I'm owed any support. I'm not owed anything, bitch. I'm grateful for everything. Trust me. But historically, there are people that are owed. And I know that the more I talk about, the ways that I'm operating, the ways that other people are operating, I have to hold my own shit, you know? Like there's ways that I have to hold standards for other folks of color who are deep dark skin and who are darker than me. I have to hold standards for care for them as well. And honestly, like it's important for me to name this as well. If you're the lighter skinned person in a connection with like someone who's darker skinned and like friendship wise or other, like I really want us to start asking like, hey, you know, if you're or not even if you're, but just checking in about like how loved or how celebrated like those folk feel in your life. Like it's really important, y'all. Like I'm being so for real. Like it's something I heard um from, I want to say, a relationship coach, saying that like, you know, you should be connecting with people and doing weekly check-ins on your relationships and saying like, how loved do you feel, how cared for did you feel this week, because it can be hard to hold that like relationships are always changing, but they are. And there's things that happen in relationships that stick with people and we don't even get to motherfucking say until, you know, it's done and you start thinking back to shit that you did, ways maybe you abandoned yourself, and you start maybe feeling resentful or you've been resentful. But if y'all would have checked in every week, you might have been able to nip that shit in the bud. You might be able to fucking change behavior. And so that's why I'm saying it goes beyond relationships that are romantic or sexual or even like non just just a regular person, bitch. Like when you're the more privileged person, it would make the most sense for you to be checking in weekly and be like, hey, do you feel like I came through for you this week? Like, was there any times where you felt like I wasn't hearing you? Like we have to be on that type of time, y'all, because white people need to be on that type of time too. They do. Absolutely. So just keep that in mind. Like it's okay in relationships to be like, hey, this week, I didn't really feel heard. Didn't really feel loved. But make sure that you check in to see like, are check-ins going to work for you? Because that'll tell you a lot right there. Like, is someone open to check in consistently with you about the relationship? It's not a reflection on you if they don't. It's not about you being bad or unworthy. It's not. Some people don't have the capacity to love you. It's not on you. So that's where I'm at with it. It's like I'm looking for the love, y'all. I'm looking for where I can make renegotiations. I'm looking for where I can change my mind. I'm looking for where I can actually say, you know what? I'm hurt. Cause if I can't be in connection with people and say shit like that, baby, we don't got no fucking connection. Cause if someone tells me I'm hurting them, sweetie, the way I'm about to hold that shit and be like, damn, thank you. The way I'm gonna say thank you. The way I'm gonna be like, I appreciate you for breaking silence about my behavior with me. Like, just keep that in mind, y'all. Like, people don't have to tell you shit. People could be moving in silence, mad as fuck. So, just keep in mind, like, if you can't say, hey, I need you, I need love, I need support. If you can't say, I felt hurt, you don't really have a lot, and that's unfortunate. But that's just a reminder you can get more, bitch, because you're perceiving more. If you perceive that you need more, that's already you already on the right path, bitch. You already right. Adako, I appreciate you for asking. Right now, I'm trying to prioritize direct donations. So Venmo would work for me. Cash App would work for me. My Cash App is Haley Gaines, HALEYGAINZ, and my Venmo is Tatiana, TATIANA. And then there's a hyphen, not an underscore, a hyphen, and then my last name, BRISSETT. Feel free to look me up, bitch. Feel free to look me up, bitch. I feel like when you say you're fucking, I feel like when you say your government, motherfuckers be like, and now we looking you up. Go ahead, bitch. Honestly, I looked myself up the other day. It was funny as hell. I was like, damn, bitch, I'm really giving like fucking citizen that don't do nothing wrong. Like, um, yes, yes. But also like holding that sometimes, bitch, you're not there and you need to take a break. Like I feel like that's the other thing too. Like if you're scared to do a check-in every week, baby, that's okay. Like just keep in mind that like maybe you're not there yet. Like maybe you're not there yet. Like it scared me when I first heard it. I was like, ooh, imagine somebody telling you every week like the good and the bad. But like low key, you might not be caught up in these long ass, weird ass relationships if every week y'all had to talk to each other about how the shit went. Cause sometimes shit be happening for so long, you be pulling up shit from like years ago, be beefing over years ago shit. Oh my God. I pray that don't happen to you. Good morning, Michaela. Adaku, thank you so much for seeing me. Like for real, for real. Destiny, thank you for saying that. Because again, like, our living situations are fucking our sanctuaries, y'all. Like, our house should be our sanctuary. Wherever the fuck you lay your head should be your sanctuary. You should be able to be safe there, bitch, and fucking take a dookie and motherfucking smoke a little blunt, play your little game, masturbate, eat a snack. Like, there's so many standards for you, like, in your housing that you deserve. And, like, I hope y'all know, like, if someone's taking you in, like, that doesn't mean you're a fucking stray dog. You're still a human. Stand up. Stand the fuck up. Like, you're a human, bitch. You're not a fucking puppy. You're not a little rat off the street. Don't do that to yourself. But it's hard not to, because that's what happens when people take you in. Like, sometimes it become a power dynamic that's really awkward as fuck to maneuver around. But if I've learned anything this year, it's that you're not a fucking slave, bitch. And nobody treating you like a slave is your friend. Nobody treating you like you're a motherfucking. My friend Jody was like like, bitch, I feel like Josiah the African American ghost, and I was like, god damn, because they were talking about the isolation that, like, when people have money, they be acting like you invisible. Gelato, hey baby, hey. But yeah, no, like, I just feel like, again, like, as we go deeper into the climate crisis, as we go deeper into fucking just the global effects of motherfucking colonization, we will have to stand up for ourselves in different ways. And honestly, it's okay. Like, I know it's scary. I hope that nobody's too scared for me, but I'm going to a better place and I'm going to be loved. And Destiny, thank you for saying what you're saying. But again, that's the main message is, like, what's happening to me, small potatoes, very small. But there's other people who are experiencing this kind of experience. And again, my friend Royal has been in the same situation as me every step of the way, and every step of the way people have enacted anti-blackness against her in a way that has not been happening to me. And I have to hold that. Like, I have friends that are not even the deepest, darkest tone, but, like, their trauma, harm happening towards them, like, that shit is part of it. Like, it's part of why I'm here. Like, I can't possibly see what's happening to people who are my siblings and who are honestly in community, who have tried to be in community with mixed people. And where are we? You know, where the fuck are we? And a lot of times, like, we're the ones that are seen as, like, helpable. People be thinking I'm helpable. But it's not because, like, I'm special. I'm not. Like, I'm a regular ass person, just like you. But I do have privilege. And so because of that, I have to speak up. Um, Destiny, that's violence beyond. Listen, please reach out to me, Destiny, because I would love to, like, just at least just if there's a another place you want to be, let me know. Like, people have offered me a place to go outside of the state, and I don't want to leave this state just yet because I do have support here. But as I said, like, there's people outside of this state that do have housing that they were offering, and so I'm down to, like, shift and offer, because, like, that's also another thing I want to do. Like, I really want to be helping people get housing. Like, I really want to talk about collective housing, like, badly. Like, I'm hating that, like, there's so many of us, like, folding because we're scared of white people. Like, I want us to be able to live in community and not have to live in fear badly. So, Adaku, I will be hitting you up. Just thank y'all for, like, just seeing me. My phone about to die, so. But I'm about to just go motherfucking try to make a little lunch. Try to, focus on a little bit of work, because, baby, the way that these menus about to get cuter, bitch. Like, I'm about to be living in my old spot again, or near my old spot, like, in the same city I was. And so I'm gonna be outside of Detroit. I'm gonna be near the good cheap weed, bitch. I'm excited. They be playing games in Detroit, bitch. Just PS on that. Like, Detroit is kind of crazy. Like, the cheap weed out here be a real bad, and then the affordable weed don't even be out here, bitch. It's not even here. But yeah, let's talk about housing, y'all. Let's talk about collective housing. Let's talk about what it looks like to be in community with each other. Let's talk about how white people don't know what the fuck they're doing, and they need fucking support, and they need fucking guidance. Let's talk about it. I want to talk about it with y'all. Especially younger people under 30. Like, I know y'all be seeing shit. I know y'all can see things that we can't see in the 30s. Like, the 20s, hello. If you 18 or younger, baby, I love you, but don't contact me. No shade. Like, if you're 18, yes. But if you're under 18, baby, don't contact me. Like, I love you so much. But, like, the minors, like, I want y'all to, like, just, let's, if we're talking about housing, yes. But, like, I'm trying to be mindful, because it's like, I don't want to be, you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to keep it cute, but baby, I'm in my 30s, so, like, if you're a younger person, I'm gonna try to go look out my way for, like, younger people who are on this type of time, and try to put you on put you on with them. But 18 and up, please hit me up about this housing stuff, because again, I'm just trying to I'm trying to make it make sense. Like even people that are like 18 to like 24, like y'all might be able to, you know, create your own. Because like I'm not trying to. I feel like people be in different life arenas. I don't mean it to be ageist. I'm just trying to be mindful. Because I know there's some people in their 20s that are like, I don't fuck with 30s, and it's like, that's fine. You ain't gotta fuck with us. Word Adaku, thank you. Adaku, see, I need that. I need that expertise. I appreciate you. Kita, Kita, Kita. Yes, Laura, thank you for being here. Thank you for holding space. Just thank y'all all for being loving. Like y'all have loved on me. Like I'm just beyond grateful. Beyond grateful. Like can't even mentally conceive of how grateful I am. Like I'm leaving here feeling inspired as fuck. So just know that I love y'all and I appreciate y'all and I hope that we can all talk about this like for real. Cause like there's so many of us going through this. Like we gotta really find a way to work together. Like I've been really just in my mind, like I know I'm not alone. And just thank y'all for just showing up in the way that y'all have, cause it really does have me sitting here like, yeah, and we gotta do it. And like it's Sag season, so bitch, we got extra power on our side. We got the power of expansion on our side, baby. Yes, get into Sag, bitch. If you have Sag placements, get into Sag. Like get into all the gifts that we get in this season, cause Scorpio season was very hard. Very hard. But in Sag season, bitch, you're like, thank you. Next, real talk. Ain't no tears left to cry, bitch. Ariana, and she a mess, but the song was cool. Anyways, I love y'all. I'll talk to y'all soon.